Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night from the various parts of the world that you're all joining us from. We've got a Canadian, we've got a Greek, we've got a, I don't know, and an Iranian. So it's multinational. It's multinational.
I could go for the half Norwegian side of me. Then.
Yes, there you go. Half Norwegian. Yes, yeah, we've got a Norwegian as well. And yes, it is Shelf Side Spurs Show. We are back after our unplanned hiatus last week. Welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining us. I'm just making notes of all the people in the chat. This isn't so I can call them, give them a big up later. It's for my personal dossier. So no Nick this week because get this, get what he does, right?
Selfish.
He goes off, right?
Yeah.
He gets married, right?
Selfish.
And then he goes on honeymoon instead of being here, right? To do Shelf Side Spurs Show. Okay. That kind of thing, as far as I'm concerned, is unacceptable. And so when he comes back, we're going to murder him.
Selfish. Very, very selfish.
I mean,
borderline unacceptable.
Leicester at the weekend, isn't it? And he's gone what? Maldives, was it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who would do that? No. Big up to Nick. Hope you're having a great time, mate. If you're watching,
yes, definitely.
Love to your beautiful bride as well, and we look forward to welcoming you back. Once you're brown,
he's in the comments, Rez.
He's in the chat. Yeah. So yeah, go. After all the amount of alcohol that you'd have drunk, and the sun and the sea and the sand and all of that stuff, you can come back and we might let you back on. Possibly.
Did you guys get his photo? He just sent me a nice photo. Yeah. What's the sign in the back? Welcome to Marbella.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's right. And his trousers will be around his ankles, I'm pretty sure.
At every park.
Even more than normal.
Pretty much from the moment he steps off the plane, if we're being honest. Another panel member has arrived, so welcome to Mr. Kaufman. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And yes, today, Backup Bob Spur is actually going to be our co-host. Okay, so hang on to your pants because it's probably going to get a little bit warped.
Oh yeah! Oh no!
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'm just curious. With Stell here, does that mean we're going to have to talk about football too here and there?
No football.
Oh, okay.
Cool. We'll try and keep it to a minute.
We'll just keep it to Spurs instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll try and keep it to a minimum. We won't venture into it too much because obviously our regular viewers don't really want that sort of stuff. They want the weird stuff that we normally talk to. Always kicking off the show as we always do by asking you please to do make sweet lovely music to the like and subscribe buttons, fondle them, tickle them, however you want to go about it. You don't have to smash them, don't have to do an Andy Gray on them, just give them a little fondle, and we would very much appreciate it. So first things first, Spurs on this day a la histoire, and in true co-hosts fashion, Kuva's going to walk us through them.
I can click a button. I'm here for that. Amazing this. Ready, click.
Well done, Cooves. Come on, go first clap at least.
I was reading the historical data.
Yeah.
We'll do the next one. We got to read our.
That went well. Let's not talk and ruin this. We'll just go straight onto the next one.
Onto it, absolutely.
No, it's on this day. Spurs travelled to Stoke for the 9th match of the 1951-52 season. The reigning league champions had a stuttering start to the season, but came away from the Potteries with a resounding 6-1 win.
Get in.
How times have changed.
Yeah,
absolutely. 6-1. Nice.
Us. Yes, us.
Back in those days, we were actually known for the football, weren't we?
Yeah.
Naming the push and run style. Just we pioneered it in this league, certainly.
I dream of a 2-1.
We'll move about it.
But there we go. Anyway, can we wrap up now? Because I don't think we're going to top that.
No, it's not down.
We're not, but generally,
Let's make an effort, though. Let's make an honest effort, Kuva.
Yeah. No, it's up to you, man. It's up to you.
Especially since Stel has turned up with his biscuits.
That is.
Yeah, Stel.
Oh yeah.
Stel, did you want to show everybody your chocolate of choice today?
No, I'm just adjusting the racism because I was called a Greek Bobspur. I'm a Cypriot Bobspur, so just that mild bit of racism corrected. So
I should really change mine, but yeah, it's basically we try.
I just saw Benny's.
Would Greek Cypriot be okay though?
We try and shove in as many Bobspurs as we can.
Yeah.
Without lube. Yeah, absolutely.
Are we ready for another on this day already?
this is the one today.
I think we shall.
Never read Stel. Never
Wow, Stel,
read.
that's a big one.
Oh
yeah. See, when we get to 1,000 subs, that would count.
Why is it so red?
As a what's it called? That was counted as
There's another red one. It's all red.
That is a chocolate bar as well.
It's a biscuit.
Bob.
Biscuit.
No, it's a chocolate bar.
It's a
If
biscuit.
you want to hear the official statement from the Kit Kat organisation,
It's all fraudulent. Who reported it? Romano.
No.
It's going to get what's it called? It's going to get tasty if we keep going down this. Is it a biscuit? Is it a chocolate? Or
Alistair Gold
we shall be doing more of this over the weekend.
I think we should.
Ornstein tweeted it's a biscuit from his credible sources.
Oh, did he?
There we go.
What
And
ITK
Matt
level is it?
He's ITK Chocolate 1.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So
it's a biscuit.
That means it isn't a biscuit, then, does it?
That means it is
Well,
a
he's not.
biscuit.
He's not a very credible source. You see, so we need to go to biscuit level 1, which is someone like Michael Bridge, but he hasn't tweeted yet. I'm waiting for his tweet. I've been waiting for 2 years.
I only know one tier 1 biscuits. Actually, no, I know 2 actually. One of them is known as Kimberly. She is a tier 1 biscuit source. You'll find her about. And the other one is Canadian Bobspur. He's a tier 1 biscuit source.
And I have my source right here. He just tweeted right now, Alistair Romano, and he said that he is confirmed with Kit Kat that it is a chocolate. So stop making shit up.
Made a statement.
Can I just say
that's from my buddy Alistair Romano.
No. Right. I got diminished for having red. Right, we cannot have a credible source wearing a red T-shirt, and Canadian Bobspur is wearing a red T-shirt. Therefore, see, no, that's too much red. That's too much red.
That's not red.
That's not even close to red.
That's magenta.
And you know what's funny? These are the training shirts for the league.
It's not like your chair, Stel. Your chair is red.
Yes.
You can barely see it. It's orange, actually. It's orange. You can barely see it. You can barely see it. Look.
That's not red. It is clearly light magenta.
Yeah, and
Jewish Bobspur. Some red on that world map behind you, Rez.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. But listen,
Jewish
guys,
Bobspur's got a red curtain.
Backup Bobspur wants
to
do his
light magenta.
Backup Bobspur wants to do his second Spurs on this day in history entry. Oh yeah. So respect for it, please.
It's only been 10 minutes. Why the rush?
Yeah, what's up? Hold up there.
There's 3 points to be made. We can stretch that out for an hour.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Stel, just so you know, these are the shirts they gave us for the training, the kids' training courses that we did over the summer, just wear outside. And the original shirts were bright red. And when the lady that owns the league showed me, oh, look, these training shirts are getting made now. I'm not fucking wearing that.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking what? I will not
wear that.
You will not be getting me wear that.
There's being polite, but you've got to put your foot down at some point.
Yeah, hey, if I work for free,
so.
then yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry,
Right,
Rez,
what
you were
are
trying
we
to do
doing?
something.
No,
It's
cool.
it's like the other day when the house was burning down. Fire brigade turned up with their engine. Nope, not here.
No.
Let it burn.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Never
Yeah.
heard.
Right, okay. On to the second on this day then. And we come up with today is Ida Gudjonsson's 44th birthday. The Icelander was loaned to Spurs from Monaco in the latter half of the 2010 season. Offered an identical deal with West Ham, Ida opted to play for Spurs. So he did have some good in him.
Very good.
Absolutely.
So, certainly did.
Good
Quite,
boy.
We did
quite
yeah,
good
some.
player. Quite a good player.
Yeah. It was
Is
all
that
right.
is that after you contacted your Scandinavian contacts, Kuva, and then he made that decision?
Yes, let's
'Cause
go
Norway,
with that. Yeah,
because Norway and Iceland are the same place.
Yes,
I said Scandinavian contacts.
Doesn't quite cross.
Don't get all your educated shit and pull that out on me, okay? I read a book once too.
Okay. The casual racism is coming, right? But it's about controlled casual racism. All right.
So it's just gonna spew everywhere when it's coming?
Yeah, I don't know what
Sorry?
they're talking over in Canadian land, but
Yeah, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. Absolutely. Go on. Go ahead.
Let's go for the third point on this day, because this is an
This should
absolute
set the scene, I think, for
This-
the rest of the
absolutely. I think it's very fitting for this week, and it is, of course, Spurs' horrendous start to the season under Ramos continues with a 2-1 home loss to Aston Villa. Spurs were firmly rooted to the bottom of the table, having only gained a single point from 4 games. And who can tell us who that was against? That single point.
Ooh.
No idea. Swansea.
I can, but I won't.
Yeah, Rez, go on then.
Oh, okay. Our single point from that first 4 games was actually against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I had for dinner last night.
God.
Do you remember what you had for dinner 20 minutes ago?
What?
Huh?
Can't remember my
We
name.
ate already?
Where am I? What's my name?
Your name is Cypriot Bobspur.
You can't remember what you had for dinner last night. That seems to be a you issue, to be honest, mate. No good using an excuse here. We're professionals.
I think
You
so.
can always do what everyone else does and just blame Conte. Blame Conte. It's his fault. There you go.
We'll come to
Bad
that.
system.
We'll come to that.
My lack of
Blame Conte.
Big up to everyone in the chat. I will be giving you all a specific big up at the end in
Very
the
specific.
usual Shelf Side Spurs Show fashion. So thank you for joining us. We've got 43 people in the chat. Do please do something with the like and subscribe buttons and send us your comments. Keep commenting. It's all good. We are on the road. We're on the mission to 1,000 subscribers. So we've only got about 250 odd to get. When that happens, we'll be doing a special 1,000 subscriber show in which we will be playing Yeah Chicken. No, we're playing Yeah Chicken, right? So I will be having a bottle of some kind of alcoholic spirit. And for every Yeah that I judge to be of decent quality, I will down a shot. And the purpose of the show is to see just how fucked in the head I can actually get. So do please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We would really, really appreciate that. That would be fantastic. But let us get on with the main meat of the show. Sporting Clube de Portugal 2, Spurs 0. What the fuck happened? Let's start with you, Stel.
Why me? Why have I got to go? Did you really want to start such a sour, negative, toxic rain cloud note? Is that how you want to?
Yeah.
For the moment, we'll reel you in if we feel it's going too far.
All right. Well, seeing as I'm going first, I first want to say thank you to everyone in the comments for joining the show. If you do leave very rapidly, at least you came for the first 15 minutes. I appreciate that. Bob,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, that deserves some. Should I get some cream out? I might do a cream. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I do like some hand
Oh
cream.
man, it's a family show. Man. Jesus.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I'll keep my clothes. I'll keep my clothes on then.
Since we're on subjects, I'll just bring up that little comment. Borodin saying Conte quote today: "There are no players that are undroppable. This has to be very clear. There are no players that are undroppable."
I think anyone. I think we've learnt by now that when Conte says stuff, just kind of take it with a pinch of salt and not really take it too seriously. Because he's playing a game. I don't even know if he's going to be here at the end of the season. I think it depends on January. But anyway, that said, we'll get to that. What happened?
Perhaps that's the problem then. He was saying to the players, go out and win the game. And they go, nah, he's having a laugh.
Yeah, just talking shit. I think the problem is we don't have the caliber of player to play 2 games a week, right? If you go back to last season, when we had 2 games a week, we were losing to like mediocre teams in the European Conference League, the lowest level, so it was a mediocre competition. And then in the league, we were struggling. We weren't playing well. I think we drew 1-1 against Southampton. We nicked a last-minute winner against Watford. We were drawing games. We weren't playing that well. It wasn't until we got to January, we bought Kulusevski and Bentancur, and then we went to 1 game a week, and we seemed okay. We were flying. If you look at the start of the season, when we were playing 1 game a week, we battered Southampton. All right, we struggled against Chelsea. We never do well there. We played well against Fulham the other day. The performances haven't quite been what we want. But the reality is, if we're going to play twice a week, you have to rotate. Look at the crap we've got on the bench. Like, I'm sorry, Brian Hill, he didn't want him at the club. We couldn't get a loan deal. He's stuck with him. Tanganga, his loan move to AC Milan fell through. We don't want him. Sessegnon, he's not a world beater. There's nothing special about him. Doherty's coming back from an injury. Again, he's nothing special. Spence, did he want him? We don't know. Bissouma's a bit of an enigma. Longley, everyone said he's amazing. He's a failed Barcelona player. I watched Longley. I sat there and watched us against Marseille. Longley is overhyped. He's a very overhyped player. He'll do well against Fulham and all the teams in the bottom 10, like the whole team did. Even Son had a cracking game against Fulham. I know he didn't score, but he looked really good. Spurs will be fine against the bottom 10. As soon as we play the top 10, or we have to go and play the elite level of Europe, which is the Champions League, this is what's going to happen, guys. I don't think we've got the squad for it. I don't think the summer transfer window was good enough. Fans will say, oh, but he was backed. He got the players he wanted. Things take time. It's a process. It's a rebuild. We need 3 transfer windows. He's got a squad. He asked for it. He's got the depth. You'll hear every excuse under the sun. The problem is, guys, I've heard the same shit for 22 years. And I'm now at a point where I couldn't care less about Champions League because I don't think we're going to win it. And I don't think Conte's ever been good at it. Yet fans want to now moan, oh, we lost to the Champions League. Well, go look at the guy's record. It's never been good. So what's with the drama? Yeah, the performances are shit. We all agree with that. But what do you want him to do? You know, fans are going doolally. Oh, drop Emerson, play Spence. What? And now we're going to play tiki-taka 70% possession football because Spence is on the pitch. Don't you think he would have done that if that was the case? Bring on Bissouma. Yeah, Bissouma will change the game. Now we'll play like Man City, will we? If you want to change the performance of the way we play, there's only 2 ways you do it. One, you buy elite players, quality players that play quality football, or you do what Arsenal have to do, what Arsenal did. 3 years, 400 million, and then at the end of that 3-year period, you get nice football. Up until then, Arsenal was shit. So Liverpool under Klopp, he won fuck all for 5 years, Klopp. Nothing. After 5 years, he won trophies. Conte's been here 10 months. We want tiki-taka football, dominating performances, and we want to be not losing games in Europe. I think our fans need to just take a step back and realise you're in la-la land. And when I hear, oh, change the formation, change the tactics, so what? We might get a slightly better performance and we might win a game, but you're not going to see this flamboyant, sexy football where we just dominate teams and win 4-0. Sorry, guys. It's not going to happen. And that's the way I look at it. And that's my honest opinion. And I think our fan base needs to just take a little humbling and stop being a bunch of wusses and moaning the minute we lose a game. I think it's a reaction more because the football is crap. I think it's more because of that. But that's not going to change with these players. Not overnight. It will take time. And that's the reality of it. So that's what I think happened, Rez.
So Bobby, is it a case of we should just not worry too much about how we're playing right now, about the fact that there just doesn't seem to be clicking in the same way that it was, say, at the end of last season?
As long as we kept getting the results, I think that would have been sufferable. But, we're all watching painful football. We've all said that right from the very first game, pretty much. The results we were getting, so that kind of just held us from losing our shit. But look what happened after one defeat. We got people calling for Conte's head and everything. My only issue with this game, and I know this comment's going to go across wrong with a lot of people, and I don't really give a fuck. We're past 10 minutes. As far as I'm concerned, a manager that's just been on the scene for a few years now, who I had to look up, this Ruben Amorim, the Sporting Lisbon manager, who is considered to be the up-and-coming Mourinho, out-coached Conte, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of the game, because simply he made 2 subs that impacted the game. He used all 5 of his subs. 2 of them scored against us. It's that simple. It was 0-0 in the 90th minute. The game ended 2-0 because both of his subs impacted the end of the game. So the fact that we didn't make any changes at all to even attempt to impact the game really bothers me.
Kulusevski came on.
1 out of 5 potential subs. Does he know
who comes on? Bobby K, who comes on?
Anything, though. Anything.
No, but this is what fans do.
This is
what fans do. They say anything. What? But who?
Basuma. Why not Basuma? Why not plug up the midfield on them? How do we know? We didn't give him an opportunity to. How do we know what Spence is going to do? He's not giving them a crack. We're seeing players that we've brought in not being given a chance even. And now if there's something he's seeing in training, there's a reasoning behind it. That's a different story. But if this is going to consistently mold into the fact that he's going to stick with his 11 and not trust the bench, we're going to have serious problems going through the season. He's got to learn to trust these players. And if we're not at the beginning of the season anymore, we're a couple of months in now. These guys should already be all up to speed. Nobody's come in here into our club in the last 2 weeks. Everybody's been here already over a month. Everybody should be up to speed or at least have a basic knowledge of what is expected of them out on the pitch. They have to be given the opportunity, though, Stel. They have to
ask you a question then?
Trust. Of course you can.
All right, let me ask you a question. Just one question, because this is what's been happening a lot. Fans are saying, change of tactics. And I say to them, to what? Explain how that's going to change. Or I say
that's
to them,
harder.
They say, or they say, make a substitution. I say, who? For what? How does that stop a set piece that went in? How does Basuma stop that set piece going in, right? It doesn't. So my question is this. Antonio Conte has won 3 league titles with Juventus, 1 with Inter Milan, 1 with Chelsea, a domestic cup with Chelsea, a domestic cup with Inter Milan, and a domestic cup with Juventus. He is regarded as elite. Why do you think he didn't make those subs? What do we know that he clearly doesn't get? Because this guy's an elite level coach. But he comes to Spurs and suddenly he doesn't know how to do a sub.
But that's why the question is, Stel. That's why I question it.
I know the answer.
That's what I'm saying. I don't understand why something's not being done. Like even an opportunity.
I want to hear from Ben. So Ben, in your view, what is it that stopped Conte from making another sub? Was it the fact that he doesn't know what he's doing, which seems to be one side of a narrative? I'm not saying that's yours, Bobby, but that's what we've been hearing. Or is it the fact that there's just not enough quality on the bench for him to do anything?
It's a lack of quality. It's what happens when your football club for the last 8 years has been run like a social club and not a football club. How many players in that squad are there solely for the vibes? Emerson Royale, he's only there because people like him. Ben Davis, he's only there because people like him. Eric Dyer is only there because people like him. I'm going to focus on these footballers, for they are not good enough to play for any team. The only team they're good enough to play for is Christian Gross's team in 1992. Get the daily travel card out. You do not run a football club solely for the vibes. You get players that are good enough to play that position, and when push comes to shove, you know they're going to put in a performance. Those 3 players in particular were awful. There was nothing to describe them but awful. no passion, no quality, no effort. Why are they still here? The ownership have not invested in the football team at all. And it's crazy that the 8th richest club in the world does not invest in the squad of the team, but instead of replacing the backups, because they were backups in one of our teams that we've ever had, and now they're starters when they weren't good enough 8 years ago, but suddenly they're good enough now. If they weren't good enough 8 years ago, they're not good enough now. You don't suddenly get world class. So at the end of the day, it's because the ownership of the football club have not invested in the playing squad, and that is unacceptable. We can't expect Conte to make miracles with shit. Again, as Fuzzy Khan says in the chat, you cannot polish turds. They are not good enough. If you want this manager to really have a grip on the football club, you've got to give him the players he needs. But there's this narrative from people everywhere. I'm not saying chat. Oh, but we can't get these world-class players. You don't need world-class players. There are players available on the market who are far better than the ones we have. Let's look at the right wing-back position. Singo from Torino and Maley from Atalanta. Far better than any right wing-back we have at the club. Far better. Would they cost £50 billion? No, they'd cost no more than 20. Why are we not getting them? It's because the club is not run properly. We have allowed our squad for the last 4 years to rot to the core. We've got a gangrenous leg, which we've not cut off. And now we're wondering why we can't play football properly. It's because they've not invested over that time. And the only way we're going to fix this is 4 years of constant spending to allow this club to fully rejuvenate the squad, get rid of the players that are not good enough, and be patient. I don't like being patient. I've waited 27 years of my life to see Tottenham play well. Now suddenly we've got to be patient. The time is over for patience. We've got to invest now, otherwise we're going to be fucked in the next few years. We cannot back this manager. He's one of the best managers in the world. It's not his fault. The owners of the football club have been so poor with investment. You can't dump it on this matter. The people that blame...
I'm sorry, Ben. I love you, but I got to disagree with you, my man, because we're not in the same position that we were. If this spot exactly last year, if you looked at the bench compared to what we look at, what the options were on the bench now, they're not stellar options, but there are options. And why they weren't brought in, I'd understand, especially the fact that we had 3 players on yellow cards as well. We had players that are not going to make those tackles down. They're not going to commit as well. They're going to stand off a little bit, which is what happened with the second goal, where he fucking nutmegged Emerson and walked right through him. You know, and Emerson's left turning around and screaming to I thought it was Bentancur initially, but it was
all right. We lose 1-0.
Romero was there, right?
We lose 1-0 then.
But I'm just saying that. But even Højbjerg wasn't that great. He was pretty much slow for a lot of the game too. Bissouma could have even like replacement for him. I know people are saying that there's he's not up to speed yet and everything like that, but this is what I'm saying. If we're going to give all this praise on Conte, given the fact that he's such an elite manager and everything, how can you not have a player of Bissouma's quality up to speed? Because Bissouma was quality. We were all fucking raving when we signed him. There's not a single Spurs.
He did catch COVID, by the way, when he came after he came to us. There is that.
He missed pre-season.
That was pre-season, and that was
long COVID. It's probably the first time he's had it, and a lot of people that have COVID for the first time do suffer with it for a year. Some people have had long COVID since COVID began. But you don't make.
I'm not saying that is necessarily the reason, but it's something to consider.
Bissouma doesn't win us this game, Bobby. Bissouma does not win us this game.
It's not just Bissouma. I'm just saying that I'd like to see. Even Spence, even Brian Hill. Let's see what happens, because they couldn't have been.
Brian Hill, we tried to get rid of him. He sent him on loan last year. He doesn't want him.
We had 10 minutes.
Bobby, he doesn't want Brian Hill.
Decent, and then we had 10 minutes at the start of the second half that we were decent.
He doesn't want Brian Hill.
We didn't do anything. So change anything. That's all. I just want to see.
But this is my rebuttal. What?
Bring in Spence if you have to.
It's not his signing.
Into the middle. Have him run as a number 9 then.
He brought Kula on. He brought Kula on.
Yeah, but he put him out on the wing again. That's what I'm saying. Have him run in behind Kane or something. Let's switch something is all I'm saying.
Kula was good when he came on, Bobby.
I just don't think he was. And that's what I'm saying. So if he was good when he came on, why can't we suggest that possibly another player could have come on and been good? Why do we
which players? I've been asking
all
you.
Going to be shit. That's what I'm saying. Any one of them. They're there for a reason.
But none of them
I
changed
know
the
what
game.
Benny
This is the
saying.
point.
I agree, Benny is saying, but the ones that we had weren't changing the game.
Bobby, there is no player that comes off that bench and changes the game. We don't have that quality. The only player that does is Richarlison, who started, which meant Kulu's on the bench, and then he came on for Son because Son wasn't having a good game. So we don't have enough game changers. This is the point. Look what we bought in the summer. Another holding mid, another defender who is a stopgap. How you have a stopgap for a rebuild, I don't know. We bought a right back he didn't want, a goalkeeper who's never going to play, Perisic, who starts every week and was effective. That's it. And Richarlison, we didn't buy Milenkovic-Savic. We didn't buy another. We didn't bring back Ericsson.
Then why
we
couldn't
didn't
we
bring
bring on Spence?
another.
Why couldn't we bring on Spence? We've got some pace in there at least.
He doesn't want Spence, dude. He doesn't want him. He said that. He's the only player that he
bring on
mentioned in
Spence,
his
throw him on
interview.
the left, throw Perisic over on the right. Just something, Stel. That's all I'm saying. I would have liked to have seen something
Yeah,
more.
but does
than
that
what
something
we
change
did.
it? I don't know. I don't think it's changed.
No, we'll never know the answer to that, but we won't know if we don't see something, these opportunities given to these guys. We can't sit here and berate guys that are sitting on the bench for their performances when they haven't got the opportunity to perform yet. That's all I'm saying. I think we got to be given a chance.
Do we need to reanalyze then our transfer window?
100% if we're not using them. Sorry.
Yes, massively.
It's 4 out of
That is
10.
the problem. That's the problem.
Kuva.
I'm getting carried away with going through comments here. You forget how much is going on. You can just get lost in either looking at the chat or paying attention to what's going on the screen.
I hate Canada.
Or something.
I hate Canada. No, I'm joking.
No. Say it again. Let me clip this shit. When do you land again? Let me send this.
No. I love Canada. I love Canada.
Good luck getting through customs. Sorry, Kuva.
There's things that I totally disagree with Stel on, but not on this in this case. I looked at the bench as well. We have assembled a squad of very hard-working players, but there's very little talent. There's very little game-changing players. There's very little that have got that the je ne sais quoi, the little hint of the devil or a touch of genius, anything like that. When we're looking at Højbjerg to basically be our midfield playmaker, we're in trouble. All we had to bring on to change that in terms of creativity was Kulusevski. So he's the only one that came on. Sessegnon isn't going to change a game. He struggles. He really does. We've got Perisic was a good signing because we needed him. We needed more than just Perisic doing that, though. If we haven't got the creative impetus in midfield, we needed those wing backs in. We needed 2 on each side that are very capable wing backs.
Yeah.
Ben's already named a good handful of them there. There's 2 at Atalanta because there's Hateboer and Mailer. Either of them would have been good. There are targets all over the place, but we just don't bother going for them. It's either the ones that Paratici and Levy seem to think's a good idea, and then Conte seems to turn down. Is what we're hearing at the moment, isn't it? About Maddison, isn't it? Or there's it's a case of we can't get somebody. That's fair enough. You can't always get somebody. Bastoni was always going to be a difficult one. So fair enough. If you can't get him, you move on. But we didn't really move on, did we? We end up doing what we always do. One's for the future. Spend 40 million on a couple of wing backs that aren't even playing. One of them's not even at the club. We're always in this sort of mess. We've done this for so many years that we're in this position where we're looking at a transfer window and saying we need 12 to 14 players. What kind of elite club does this?
Yeah.
Only us. Well, you could say Man United as well. They really cocked up that.
Kuva, can I just add as well, right? Just to bring a little bit of realism as well to this, because everyone makes a good point. I don't dismiss anyone's point. I just have my view on it, right? This is the Champions League. This is elite level football. Regardless of what we think of Frankfurt and Sporting Marseille, they've earned the right to be in this competition. Liverpool lost their first game. They got battered. Chelsea have got 1 point from 2 games. They've got a hell of a lot better players than us. Let's just remember, this is a top competition. If you don't take your chances, and as bad as we played, the first 15 minutes of both halves, we were on top of them, pressing. We created chances, we didn't take them. They took their chances. At this level, that's the fucking difference. You do get punished. Ask Liverpool, ask Chelsea. No one's getting an easy ride other than Man City this season in Europe. So we just need to remember that as well. That at this level, Nottingham Forest didn't punish us. Wolves didn't punish us. Champions League teams will. And I just think, as much as we think they're the weaker teams and we've got an easy group, they're still capable, and they showed it.
So the question that occurs here is that it was one result, but was this loss always coming?
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
No team goes unbeaten anymore. No team.
Well, especially with the football we were playing. We were going to sustain.
But is there an argument? Is there an argument that
football is crap? It's crap.
But is there an argument to say that, okay, losing to say Chelsea, losing to say Man City, obviously we didn't play them because of the fixture rearrangement, that you can sort of say to yourself, well, we played against a good team and lost. I mean, Sporting are currently 8th from what I understand, in the Portuguese league. Was it a bad loss or was it a brave loss? And does that say something about where the work that still needs to be done on this squad, Ben?
Well, there's always work that needs to be done on a squad, which is why when Man United were in their utter pomp, they were refreshing their squad every single year. Even like players that were world class, they're like, oh, Van Nistelrooy, you're not good enough anymore. Get out. We're going to bring in Wayne Rooney. This is what proper clubs do. They see players getting stale and they replace them instantly. So if you replace one at a time, you don't have to do what Tottenham have to do, which is replace 14. It's because we've let our squad rot. Like completely and utterly rot. So one out, one in. Next year, another one out, one in. So Liverpool have been doing it well for years. They've done it poorly this year with Sadio Mane out and they've replaced him with Diaz and all that mess, which is another topic of conversation. The squad isn't good enough. Our defenders cannot defend a set piece. We've known this for about 4 years. 4 years they can't defend. Why are they still here? Why couldn't you? You don't need a world-class set-piece coach to tell you that Eric Dyer, even at 6'2", cannot win a header. That is unacceptable.
Oh, Ben, by the way, our set-piece coach only works
on attacking one.
Yeah, he only does attacking, yeah.
Which is fine, but then you have one for attacking and one for defending, which is another thing Levy has not invested in. You invest in infrastructure. Like last year when Conte originally was about to come in, he wouldn't give him his seven backroom staff, which he desperately needs. This is the problem. You need to provide the infrastructure to allow a manager to thrive. We had a skeleton crew for a number of years. Mourinho had a skeleton crew. Nuno had a skeleton crew. And now suddenly a manager that does things properly wants to bring a team in because that's how you run things. Oh, you do this, you do that. Because even though he is the head coach, he's still acting as a manager. You do this, you do that, king of the castle. We've allowed infrastructure to rot, transfer-wise, football-wise, scouting-wise, academy-wise. We've allowed proper players like Marcus Edwards to leave. Tell me that Marcus Edwards is not good enough to play for this Tottenham team after watching Wednesday. He was fan-fucking-tastic. Everything we needed in a Tottenham shirt. Aggressive, great on the ball, great tactically, tidy on the ball. Tell me he's not good enough. He's absolutely sensational for his age. And we kicked him out. What the fuck are we doing? This entire situation is rotten and we've got to do something about it. Otherwise, we will continue. We will absolutely explode after this manager leaves because it's the only way it's down from Conte. It's one of the top 3 managers in the world. You're not getting the best one.
Bobby?
Hi. Sorry, I was distracted for a minute there. Little K just walked in to tell me his day was cool. Yeah.
Cool. So, one loss, obviously one result.
The result was coming. Yeah. It was coming.
Are we worried about what is going on at the club? Is those good results at the beginning of the season, just papering over cracks.
Okay, let me put this as clearly as I can, because I know some people think that I'm questioning Conte, and I know, Stel, you know which way I operate, Stel. I've never really kind of been the guy to be
in fact, Bobby, we'll tie it in with Bob Spurs' comment here in the chat because it
okay,
does it well. Just saying, question to the panel, with all due respect, but who the F do we think it?
No,
We are the question. I'm physically incapable. I've got like reverse Tourette's.
Oh shit!
Yeah, this is a problem. Yeah. To question a serial born winner in charge. Yeah. Bigger picture, we have an elite coach surrounded by average players.
And I think that's why we're pissed off right now with this loss, because everything that Stel said is correct. Everything that's Ben saying is correct. People, what they're saying in the chat. I don't think we're wrong to question players' commitment. I don't think we're wrong to question why Conte didn't do something to change things. That's us as football. That's the point of watching football. That's the point of us having our opinions, to question why didn't this happen. Of course, we don't question shit when we're winning. So, but for this season thus far, we've questioned the way we've been playing because it hasn't been good. The football has not been attractive football. We've grinded out results, and some people were happy with that and everything. Okay, we're getting the results. We're grinding it out. I've heard people say, I'll take 38 1-0s and happily take the league. Okay, if that's what it takes. But if we're going to consistently play football like this, especially going for 4 different competitions, and then the World Cup so inappropriately coming up with this stupid break time, we're not going to survive on just trusting 13 players out of our entire squad. It's just not going to happen. That's what I'm concerned about. We're going to see injuries to the ones that are our good players, that are above average players, and then we're really, really fucked when we're forced to not only play the players we don't want to see come on, or Conte doesn't want to play, but we're going to be forced to start them and have them play full games. I think we're going to have a bigger fucking problem. That's what I'm basically trying to say. I'd rather see the guys he doesn't trust play 10 minutes of the game towards the end of it if needs be, than being forced into a position where we're starting them for 90 minutes. That's my only concern when it comes down to that, really.
No,
but Bobby,
can you also, in your response, can you also address Bob's question as well? Because I think it's important, but carry on.
Look, as fans, we have every right to question the manager and every right to say, why is the football like this? The tactics, the formation, the substitution, why is Emerson? We have every right. My beef, and my beef is with the Spurs fan base who are now questioning this manager, is that we've been here before. Pochettino went on a bad run. The team was playing shit. The goalie's breaking his arm. We're losing 3-0. He got at Brighton. He got sacked. We then brought in an elite serial winner. That was the answer. The board made the decision to sack the man that said, we need a rebuild. We need to do it now. Since then, we've spent 350 million. Fucking hell, imagine the rebuild Poch could have done. And the football would be playing right now. So, but you didn't want to do that. You didn't want to do that. So you bring in Mourinho. The football's shit. We're getting the results. As soon as the losses come, this manager's rubbish. Get him. He goes. Then you bring in Nuno. We win 3 in a row. Top of the league. Everyone's buzzing. Then the football goes shit. We're losing him. Get him out. He's rubbish. You bring in the elite winner. He gets us top 4. Hurrah. And now we're playing shit football. We lose a game. Oh, what's he doing? When is this going to end?
Never.
Like, I'm shocked. I'm shocked, fans, on this occasion, to answer Bob's question. We have no right to question Conte. We have no right to question any manager again because it's the same shit happening. Redknapp, Poch, Nuno, Jose, and now this guy, and we want to blame the manager again. Our fans are stupid. I'm sorry to insult anyone, but you're stupid if you're going to start turning on this guy as well. I can't buy it. I can't buy it.
Take it back further, Stel. Beginning of Enoch's reign. What did we do? We had
that
George
wasn't
Graham.
Like George, by the way. Not you,
George
right?
Graham wasn't very popular, of course, because he's an ex-Gooner, but he had won us a cup, and we were turning into a cup side again. So what do Enoch do? Bring in Glenn Hoddle because, you know, fan favourite, getting the good books with everybody. Everything's brilliant. Then don't back him. He wanted to have Morientes, didn't he? He wanted to bring in some really great players. Didn't happen.
Even going back to George Graham himself, the reason he was sacked is because he turned around and made public the fact that the board had said they weren't going to back him.
Yep.
That's why they backed him.
And this is the problem. It's like people forget all of this stuff. You have to remind people this has been going on for a long, long time, more than 20 years of it. And some of us are just bloody sick of it. It's not changing. It's just cycles. Happens all over again and again and again and again. We'll end up, I've no doubt we'll end up sacking Conte, get a new manager in, and it'll be the same story. We've got to rebuild. It's going to take 4 transfer windows. Be patient. It's the same always, always. We get lucky sometimes with the likes of Pochettino. It comes in and he's just that good at working with youngsters. They can turn things around and get the team together. Occasionally we make a consistent bit of dealing in the transfer window work. But the overall trend is to make a complete fuck up of it, and we just keep doing it. The one thing that I'm not even a Conte fan. I don't particularly like the brand of football anyway, but that's a different story.
That's rubbish.
The one thing I want to happen, with Conte here, and the reason I want him to stay is perhaps him and Paratici can change the way Levy runs the football side of the club. They want to restructure. They want to change the infrastructure. If they can do that, they've done a great service for us, regardless of the results on the pitch. If we get the everything off the pitch sorted out in footballing terms, we're in for a much better future. If we carry on doing what we're doing, it's going to be the same old thing again. We might scrape top 4, then we'll drop down to 6th, 7th, 8th, then scrape top 4 again. Meanwhile, manager after manager after manager, change of playing style, crap football, exciting football,
rebuild project plan.
Yeah. It's how long does it take before it starts clicking that this is what happens at this club?
I don't understand what the problem is. It's only been 21 years. Why can't we be patient?
Just to present, well, funnily enough, just to present a counter point. This is not my own view, as you guys all know, but is this part of a God spare us process that we have to go through? I know.
Benny, is your name Ralph?
Yeah, Ben. Is this something that we have to tolerate at the moment?
I'm not going to tolerate it because we know what the problem is, and it's the owners of the football club. As Kuva just said before, it's 22 years of this. Every single time. Good start. Suddenly football goes to shit. Sack the manager. And then it's a round circle. There's only one variable that's always been the same with the way that things go. It's the owners of the football club. They don't allow the manager to do his job. And when they do change the manager, they usually if Conte does ever leave, which I hope is not for another 4 years, change for another Italian style manager, and then after that, change to another Italian style. You've got to build the football club around a certain playing style. Whether you hate Man City or not, because we all hate Man City, the first thing Tixi Begiristan did was he said, this is how Manchester City play football for the foreseeable future. He implemented tiki-taka football from the under-5s to the first team. They all play the same brand of football. What Tottenham do is they change their minds every 2 years. We go from a very progressive Argentinian aggressive style in Pochettino to then Mourinho, who plays very defensive football. Then Levy goes, I don't want defensive football anymore. I want progressive football. And so realise you can't get that anymore. So then you go back to defensive. Then we go to this. We have to have the same sort of manager coming in every time. That's what's going to get the best out of the current squad. Because if we're changing our opinion every 5 minutes, we're going to have a mismatch of teams. We're going to have some good defensively, some good attacking. But we're not going to have a cohesive squad. And that is the problem. We keep on changing our ideas every 2 minutes, and it's not good for the football club. So we've got to officially, from the academy level, implement a style of football that we're going to be playing, whether it is the Tottenham way, which hasn't won anything for us in the last 22 years because of the owners, which they are so desperate to want. But implement a style of football and build from there. Then we can be patient because we say, oh, there is the target, and we follow the steps to reach that target instead of just moving the target every 2 years. And that is the problem. We changed our opinions. I don't know what you boys think, but that's the way I see it, is we keep on changing. We're not allowing...
Before we come to Kuva, I just want to remind everyone, do please give us a little like and a subscribe. It's very much appreciated. As you know, we're trying to get to 1,000 subs, which would be lovely. And you'll get to see me fucked out of my mind if we do it. Yeah. So do please hit, fondle, kiss, make sweet music to the like and subscribe buttons. We would very much appreciate it. And do keep those comments coming, guys. We appreciate those as well. So Kuva, you said that you had hope that Conte and Paratici can implement a change to the manner in which we do business. So that's what will prompt this question of, is this something worth tolerating if that happens? And do you believe that it will happen?
I don't believe it will happen, no. I don't think it will be allowed to go long enough. There will be a bust up at some point between Conte, Paratici, Levy. It's on the cards. You can already see that he's you get the feeling Conte's biting his lip a lot. He used to be very outspoken when he first arrived. You notice that's all quietened down now. I think there's a lot of promises being made. If they hold up those promises, great. But I don't see that happening. It'll be the same old, oh, we tried, but it was just too expensive, couldn't be done. It's always this. I think that this isn't just a process we need. This is a revolution we need. It's almost grassroots level at this club. The way the youth team's set up, so it's been with a view to sort of shoveling players out the door, isn't it? Get them out on loan or sell them on. It's rather than a view to getting them into the first team. I want us to be having this sort of the Ajax model. Is a brilliant model for me. Other clubs are mimicking it. You train your players to play football in the style that's associated with your club. You don't keep changing the style every 2 years. There's a sense of direction at Ajax. It never goes away. They can have lean seasons, but they accept it because they know sometimes the academy might be having a fairly lean year with talent coming through. They allow for that. They might go out and buy a couple of players from abroad, bring them in just to give the team a bit of strength in the meantime. And then they're patient. They wait for it because they know it's arriving. With us, we sack a manager and then it's like looking around 73 days later, like some sort of horror movie. We finally make an appointment. Nobody knows what's going on. It's guesswork half the time. And you get the feeling that Levy's picking names that he's heard for managers now. That's all he's got left. There's no.
Will there be any left that he's heard of after Conte? That's the thing, isn't it?
Probably not. He'll have to scour the YouTube channels to get a few ideas, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so badly done. I mean, we've been crying out for it for years. I know Stell's in agreement on this one about having that sort of committee of ex-footballers running the football side of the club, keep that continuity going. It just makes sense. When you've got that clear direction of what's expected from you, it doesn't matter whether you're the tea lady or the first team coach. You're all pulling in the same direction. You know you're not going to suddenly have to make a 90-degree turn because one person leaves. It wouldn't matter if the star striker or the manager leaves. If you've got your plan in place, there is a contingency plan for it. We don't do that. We just have a massive panic. And it's like, it's ridiculous, meandering one way, then the other, no sense of direction, no purpose. It's shocking. And it's been going on for so long. I just don't understand why people aren't opening their eyes to this. It really is. You just have to look at our history of the last, well, you could say 30 years, really, because we were pretty bad under Sugar as well when it came to like footballing decisions. He dipped his hand in his pocket. He certainly saved us from bankruptcy. So there's good things about Sugar, but when it came to the footballing decisions, it was the same, pretty much the same sort of crappy stuff going on. Again, it's non-football people running the football side of things.
I mean, Stella, I know you still have got a perspective on this, and I want to hear. I think we all want to hear that. But Bobby, I mean, is this how much more patience can Spurs fans have, and what is it that some people seem to see that we moaners don't?
Simple time. This is simply comes down to investment in time as you as a fan. What people see that have been fans of the club for 5 years is not going to be what we as fans over 20, 30 years have seen. We haven't seen, they haven't seen the pain we've seen for so long and the negative effect that the board has had on the club. And the fact that the only process that's been put in place since ENIC arrived was building investment, property, getting to the point where we've done so well in making money everywhere off the pitch that the on-field product and the actual football club is not the priority. That if that was their process, then fucking hats off to ENIC. Awesome, well done in your process. But if your process was trying to put the winning football team together, then there's nobody here that can disagree that has not happened. They've done it poorly, like what Kuva and Ben already touched on. The fact that Ajax do it from the grassroots levels right to the top of the food chain, that shows you a tier system. It shows you the way a football club runs. Everything is aligned. It's not like Ben touched on. It's not, okay, this manager is going to come in for 6 months. We're going to play attacking football. All right, we're going to change that up for 6 months. Now we're going to play defensive football. Now we've got to change this system. Now we've got to change this tactic. Now we've got to change players. Rebuilds can't consistently keep happening for 6 or 8 months at a time. We'll never get anywhere. So if we need to know what the process is, I would trust the process if I could say I've seen a process. If I could say that I've seen some sort of timeline to show me a graph of what our club is doing and where we are going, kind of thing. Because it seems like we just keep making band-aid solutions, and that's what's frustrating to me.
Is however, and again, this is not my own perspective, I'm just putting the other side of the argument. Could it be argued that a single transfer window, if there has been change, is a single transfer window enough information for us to draw conclusions? Again, not my own perspective, just putting the other side of the argument here. Should we be waiting a couple of transfer windows first to see whether or not they are building, or is this really, can we categorically say this is more of the same still?
No idea, Roz. My heart, and you should always follow your heart, I think, in life. My heart says they're fucking around again. They're doing what they always do. It's just enough to keep people intrigued and coming along, but not enough to change the perception that we can really go and do something great. It's they suck everyone in every year, and everyone said it. The transfer window started great. We got really excited, and then it just tailed off and just drove off a cliff. And then we're sitting there holding our willies. Oh, yeah. On the last day of the transfer window, praying that this big signing's coming through. And nothing happened. Nothing happened. We're hearing stories of Dan James. So, look, I see three things happening here. But Bobby K hit the nail on the head. Tell us what this process is. Like, what is this? What is happening? Okay. Either Conte's here for the long haul and they're slowly just going through the motions before something really big is about to happen, and Bastoni comes and Dybala comes and Milenkovic comes and pow, and then right?
Leandro Di Mal.
Right. My only doubt with that being the outcome is how long are Kane and the Son going to persevere with this? Right? How long do you keep them on board? Yeah. So that's why I've got my doubts about that. The second thing I think is that they're going to do their best to be in the top four. They're going to do their best to stay in as many cups as they can. And come January, they're going to go and buy another 2 and try and win a domestic cup or something like that. Or what might actually happen is this. We've got Dane Scarlett out on loan. We've got Pape Sarr at the club. We've got Spence in. We've got Harvey White. We've got that young kid we bought and who's gone back out on loan to Udinese. It might just be we are preparing for a youth project with a couple of senior players who are young, like Romero, like Kulusevski. They're still young.
Yeah.
And we are going to bring back maybe Poch, or we're going to bring in a Potter type manager, and Conte's just the transition to that. Maybe. But the thing is, we don't fucking know. And when you're losing games and playing shit, you don't care because it's costing you 60 quid to go and watch that shit. Fans paid £600, 95. Fans paid £600 for flights so we can go and get pumped by Sporting. It's like, look, whatever the plan is, Conte must be aware of it, or he's been tricked. Paratici certainly must know what's going on. We as fans, like Bobby K's hitting on the head. We don't know. We just don't know. But it just looks the same as what we've seen many, many, many times before. And that's where I lose my shit. Because I'm not going through it again. Not with this guy. Not with. If we ruin Conte, I'm done. I literally am done. There is no comeback. Kane's gone, Son's gone.
I think that's why we're divided as a fan base, though. Still, I think this 100%. Is why, because we're left to our own merits to guess what is happening, for us to think about what is happening. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's happening. If we had a clear picture in terms of we know what's happening, then we could know what our argument is, kind of thing. But this is what Kuva.
Do you know one thing, Bobby K?
Nobody here said Conte's getting sacked after his game.
I'll tell you one thing, right?
Nobody here said that, man.
Guys, very, very quickly. Hold on. I'm just going to come in on this. Yeah, Rovshan, and to anyone else who thinks that. We are not talking about Conte being sacked after 7 games.
No.
That's not what we're talking about. We are talking about
8 or 9 games.
What Spurs will look like because at some point Conte will leave, right? Our frustration is a question of, is he going to leave soon because the setup at Spurs just won't work with him, or will there be a change and he's there for the long term, but eventually will move on to other things, be that 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 2 months, whenever it happens to be. We are not advocating Conte thing. If anything, the one thing I can definitively say that the 5 of us on this panel right now agree on is that Conte should go nowhere. Yeah. So we are not of that opinion. And anyone who thinks that we're doing that is either not actually paying attention or is trying to put words in our mouth. We are not advocating Conte being sacked at all. We are worried about Conte's effect at Spurs and whether or not he will be able to bring that winning mentality and actually get us to be molded in his image, not the other way around. Right now, the way I see it is that there is a potential battle in which the Spurs hierarchy believe that they can mold Conte into their idea of what a football manager should be for Spurs, and Conte fighting to mold the club into the image of the club that he wants to manage. We want Conte to win that if that is what is happening. We don't want him to go.
Rez, I just want to add one thing to that. And this is especially to fans like Rovshan. Rovshan, excuse me if I get this wrong. I'm assuming you live abroad, right? I'm just going to make that assumption. If I'm wrong, correct me. But I said this to the American and the Canadian fans on Will Stewart's show 2 weeks ago. And I said to them, there's something as overseas fans I don't think you really understand about the fan base, not the club, the fan base. This fan base in particular does not tolerate shit football, even if you're winning. We are a very fickle fan base. And if the football is crap, they will hound the manager out. Our fans would do that. And that's the one... Mourinho was winning and there was loads of moaning. Like, we were top of the league, they were fucking moaning. So
moaning, but they weren't...
The loss is the release valve.
When you lose, that's when...
It's a release valve. It explodes. So I just feel like fans could decide this quicker than what the Conte or the board does if the performances don't change. And I'm against that, by the way. I'm not one of them fans because I've watched it all. I just want us to win now. So, but a lot of fans won't tolerate it. They won't.
But there is this myth being bandied about that Conte plays shit football. Have you ever seen his Inter Milan team? They were phenomenal.
You look at their players. Look at their players, Ben.
But still, are we not as big a club? Are we not as big a club as Inter Milan?
On paper.
In terms of size, in terms of history, in terms of family. Are we not? Really?
They're bigger.
On
They're
paper.
bigger.
They are a bigger club.
They've won 18 titles.
Financially,
Champions.
No, I'm talking
Yeah.
just in
Financially,
financial
we're not
comparison.
The one thing
We're
I'll
bigger.
say,
Financially, we're bigger.
Hey,
Yeah, that's what I'm
Financially,
saying.
we're
In that
Yeah,
terms,
sorry,
so we
yeah.
should be able to compete on the pitch too.
that's the thing. That's it exactly.
Oh, there's
In
no
terms of
excuses
financial-
to not spend money. There's no excuses to not spend money.
Sure, there is. I want to keep it in my fucking pocket.
That's the point.
Build a
So
cinema.
What are you talking about?
I want to upgrade Chicken.
This leads on to the next question. Are Conte's hands tied? Kuva. No, Ben. We haven't heard from Ben for a while. Ben, go on. Are Conte's hands tied?
I don't know, to be honest. We're not privy to the information. I don't know what they're thinking, Paratici and Conte. Whether this is a long-term plan for the two of them to rebuild the football club. If that is the case, then no, he's actually biding his time. If it is a traditional Conte thing where he's there for 3 years, he wins a shit ton of things and it all explodes, then yes, his hands are tied. We don't know which way Conte wants to build this football club, because the way he speaks is that he wants to be here for a while. But he might be saying one thing, but the other way, we just don't know. I'm not privy to this information.
Ben, does his contract worry you?
Yes, always.
Me
Because
too.
I have Jewish insecurity. I'm always worried. But but
I've got
What a
Iranian
response.
insecurity.
signing a contract, he's not been given the promises. He's not been given the promises he needs to be able to run. He's not going to make the same mistake he made with Inter Milan. He's not going to let the ownership fuck him. If the ownership start to fuck him, he's going to fuck off.
Yeah.
We want him to stay, we've got to write in his contract. You get X amount of players, X amount of money, and you can do exactly what you want with it. That's what we've got to do. We've got to give him the tools needed to build the football club. If we're just going to do what we usually do and change our minds, we said this, but we're actually going to do this and then go and get a Freddo. But we need to give him the tools, because at the end of the day, he is an employee. Employees need the tools to be able to do their job. And if you're not giving them the tools to do their job, they're going to do a shit job. You need to give them the tools. And he's not been given the tools yet, in my opinion, at least.
Obviously. What do you reckon, Bob?
Sorry, I just want to quickly. Faz keeps in the comments or keeps asking the
We're
same
going to
thing.
come
Why
to
are
that.
we?
We're going to come to
Yeah.
that. We're going to come to that.
Okay.
With
No, it's just,
regard
it was the
to
same
Conte,
thing. And I don't
Yeah.
think Conte's hands are tied just because of what Ben said. We've seen Conte walk away from clubs basically when they try to put him on a leash and tell him what to do. He's not the kind of guy that you tell what to do. And I think he's pretty, I don't want to say arrogant, but confident in himself and his own abilities, that he knows he's class. So at the end of the day, you want things done right. You don't take your Bentley down to a Peugeot shop. You make sure that you fucking get everything around it has to be right. All the service, everything around it has to be right as well and correct. And I think that's what he's saying. You guys need to raise your level. And we saw
So,
that.
Bobby,
we got
what
glimpses
shop?
of that from the club.
What shop?
Hold on. Let
Peugeot.
him finish. that.
Whatever, just your fucking Peugeot, your car shop, whatever you call it.
Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Oh,
Tomato. Just it's the Greek
A
version
Peugeot
of the
sounds like
Peugeot.
somewhere you go when you're drunk at 3 a.m. I don't know, a Peugeot.
Oh, is
It's
it?
a Peugeot.
Well, I'll find you one. I'll find you one over here, Stal.
Yeah. Does anyone
I'm just saying that
fancy
you-
a game for the Peugeot?
Ah,
That's where
fuck
I'm
it.
off to.
Conte out. Oh wait, wrong boozer.
I'm up for a bit of Peugeot.
No, I
Sorry, man. Sorry.
No worries. Bottom line, Rez. No, I don't think his hands are tied because I don't think he can tie his hands.
Okay. Kuva? I keep coming to you last, Stel. Sorry about that, but Kuva.
No problem. Yeah, of course it's tied. It's like giving the head rocket scientist at NASA a box of Lego and saying we want to get to Mars. And he'll say, well, I might be able to rig up something that can get us just about break the atmosphere and get us into orbit for half an hour. And then Levy will go, that'll do. Here you go.
Yeah, but I don't think we've got him under lock and key where he can't walk away. If that's, that's why I say I don't think that his hands are tied, because he can leave. He will. I can see him turning around and say,
His hands are tied for trying to do a job here, aren't they?
Okay, it's in that aspect, yeah.
Yeah. more importantly, perhaps his mouth's been gagged a bit as well. That's the impression I get of the last few months.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
those outspoken, those outbursts he used to do, they've all gone, haven't they? Some very tailored press responses, a lot of it. I just think it's almost an impossible job here at the moment. There is always going to be that underlying market strategy of buy the youngsters in for the future, develop them, try and sell them on for a profit. That seems to be the underlying thing all the time. Conte wants players in. You can't. I refuse to believe that his idea of a perfect right wing back is Emerson Royale.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
We've spent money on two wing backs that aren't even in the team. It says it all to me. We'll see in January. I think that will be the turning point. If that goes badly and we don't get in some players and make significant improvements, I think Conte won't renew his contract.
That's fair enough.
We'll wait and see.
So obviously we've had what some would describe as a rather negative view since what's happened, which leads to this question, which I said I'd bring up. Why are we having this panic when we are unbeaten in the league? Now, I've got something to say on this, but I will wait.
So I've got fucking issues. I've got fucking issues. That's why.
Hold on, Stel. I was talking. Relax. Sit on your hands a bit, son. It's not a problem.
Problems.
It's all right. Hold on, mate. It's all
Stel,
right.
breathe. Safe word, Stel. Kebab.
Oh
yeah. We will. I've got something to say, which I'll do at the end.
Some cream.
But obviously, Stel, you're gagging. Oh yeah. To attack this one. So, Stel, why are we having this panic when we are unbeaten in the league?
I just wanted to make noise. To be honest, I just wanted to make some noise. Why are we panicking? I'm not. I mean, okay. Why are many fans? Because it comes back because the football's shit. I've said it before. Fans won't tolerate crap football. That's Tottenham fans think we've got this divine right where we've got to play great football and win trophies simultaneously, but we're not prepared to be patient for it to happen. You know, we had it under Poch. We had the best football we've ever seen. We didn't back him enough to win a trophy. And then we just went on a 3-year shit show of Mourinho, Nuno and Mason. And now we've got Conte in, who's got us back into the Champions League. But the football's shit at the moment. And that's what it is. If the football was good and we were losing and drawing and being third in the league, everyone would be like, we might win the league. Like this. But it's that emotion within where you are just waiting for this to go badly wrong because the football isn't good enough. And who should we blame? Conte, Paratici, the players, or the owners? And at the moment, the fans have decided, let's blame manager number 14 under Daniel Levy. He's the one that, it's his, this is all his doing. And it goes back to that thing about hands tied. I think his hands are tied and not fully, but they're not, the shackles aren't off like we were told. Like the fact Daniel Levy stepped in to manage a transfer, basically demote Paratici back to his place so that he can do the negotiation for Spence because he wanted Spence. What more does that happen at Chelsea and Man City? Did they say to Pep, no, you're not getting that player. We're going to go after this 18-year-old kid, right? You leave this one to us and you got to deal with it when he comes in. That shit doesn't happen at winning clubs. But at Tottenham, Levy's played a blinder, one for the future.
I'm gonna have a mini rant on the word "one for the future."
Do it, Ben. Oh, my son.
Hate those words. When you say "one for the future," let's look at Milan Skriniar. He's 27 years old. Why is he not one for the future? 5 years of one of the best centre backs in the fucking world. Is that not one for the future? How long are we thinking? Oh, Jed Spence could be the right back for 10 years. In 10 years, I could be fucking dead. I don't know what's going to happen in 10 years. I want players for 5 years. That is a foreseeable future. Foreseeable. Bringing someone like Skriniar is going to be quality for 5 years. Spend proper money on him. Instead of just it's a shot in the dark. It's a shot in the dark. We don't know if these players are going to be great. We don't know. They're too young. They're not experienced. They've not been proven. But when we see a proven player at 27 years old about to hit the prime at a centre back, oh no, it's too fucking expensive. It's too expensive. It's one for the future is bollocks. One of the things my mother always told me was cheap works out expensive because you constantly have to replace cheap shit. When I replaced the lock on my toilet in my shop in Shoreditch,
Fuck, I'm gonna have to dump my girlfriend then.
A cheap shit one that broke 2 minutes later. 2 minutes later.
Rez is your man for that.
Instead of just spending proper money on a correct one that's going to last for 10 years. Stop making minor fixes and fixing the actual problem. Fix the problem.
Shortcuts in it, Ben. Yeah.
It's
bandage solutions. Yep.
It's ridiculous. It's constant cheap. 10 lots of £5 is worse than just spending the original money on a proper player. Just spend the proper money, get a quality product, and then build. That is building for the future, having proper players in the team, strengthening the spine, and then bringing players to help them. Instead of just cheap works out expensive. And that's exactly what we've been doing for the last 20 years, buying cheap shit players instead of buying one good player. It's a joke, and that is the problem.
Buy a Mercedes, and stop buying a Peugeot. Stop buying Peugeots and get the Mercedes.
Crap, man. Don't get Peugeot. Rubbish.
Those Peugeot
Rubbish car.
fucking awful cars.
Rubbish.
You know?
I've got to pull you up on one point there, Rez. You said penny wise, pound foolish. I think it's more like penny foolish, pound fuck off.
Yes,
Penny wise, pound fuck off.
I thought it was more like this. A penny? Too much. A pound? Fuck that.
Yeah. Oh my god. There we go.
This is a British guy telling the stream to spend money. We don't spend money.
What's going on? What the fuck's going on?
Anarchy right now, Benny.
That's the question that's gone through my head right now, given the fact that it's an hour and 18 minutes in and we're only just getting to the casual racism.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
what the fuck is
why is the point of bringing on a token brown guy if you're not going to have casual racism?
Let's raise the levels.
And most of it usually comes from you. So I don't know what game you're playing at the moment, Bobby.
Oh, sorry.
But yeah. All right. So look, we've had our moan. I think we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to dissect the game a bit. I think I got this right. Did I get this right? Yeah. So let's go round, and we can each talk about one player as we go. All right. So we'll start with Kuva. Your thoughts on Hugo's performance and rating?
Excellent. I'll smile while I do this one. Hugo had a good game. He made some cracking saves. He's still not great with his feet, but we know that. We have to just deal with that. He was keeping us in it a lot of the times. I can't fault him. He had a really solid game. 8 or a 9 out of 10, easy for me. Our best player by a long way.
There you go. Yeah. Any takers on that, or should we move on?
No.
Okay. Stel. Romero. Thoughts?
I thought he took a knock in the game and he started looking a bit leggy and slow, and he wasn't at his best at all after that. And I think that's partly the reason they scored the second goal. I know Emerson got nutmegged and made to look like a 5-year-old kid, but Romero was at fault as well. Also, Dyer didn't go across. If you watch the replay, Dyer could have gone across. He didn't. But yeah, not Romero's best game. But I know fans said, well, bring on Sanchez. But the problem is, have you seen Sanchez when teams press? He's fucking a liability, you know. So I don't think Sanchez is the answer. But at the end of the day, unless Romero says to the bench, take me off, I'm not right. The bench are going to trust him, right? You don't know what the player's feeling unless it's bloody start obvious, but it wasn't really obvious. There was one sign during the game where he didn't track back, and I was doing the watch along. We on Tottenham TV, and Simon mentioned it, and I thought, okay, I didn't pay too much attention to it. But then the second time is when they score when it's too late. So yeah, he should have told the manager he needs to come off. I think I put that more on Romero, but by his standards, right, he's our best defender, hands down. I'll probably give him a 6 or a 7 at best out of 10.
Okay. Any takers?
No, spot on.
Well, yeah, six seems reasonable.
6, yeah.
Bobby?
By his standards, he was pretty quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Bobby, you get Eric.
You want me to talk about Eric Dyer's last game against Sporting with Big K sitting 9 feet away from me?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
I thought he was
go on,
absolutely
go on.
fantastic. It's
How dare you.
unbelievable how great
Oh,
he
happy
is.
to take over.
He's just the best player ever. He was amazing. He was just absolutely phenomenal. He's just I'm so happy we have him in the squad. I mean, like, he just really kept Marcus Edwards in check. Marcus Edwards didn't walk by him like a pylon at all. Dyer was very, very solid. Other than that, no, I think Dyer just did really well. Right, son?
Yeah, and Son scored a beautiful goddamn goal.
Why don't you shut up? We weren't talking about Sonny. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So 10 out of 10 for Dyer. Is that what
Dyer?
you're saying?
Yeah, Dyer. I'm going to give a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. So 5. Yeah. Okay. Good. Ben, you get Ben.
Yeah.
Benny Davis.
That's racism.
I will happily do Ben on Ben violence. He was
Ben,
pathetic.
I thought you were going to say Ben on Ben action. I thought, oh my god.
Yeah.
Ben
Oh
on Ben.
yeah.
He was pathetic. Terrible on the ball. Terrible defensively. Just what was the point of him being there? We might as well have a stick of wood. It would have been more mobile than him. He can't play out the back. He can't play with the ball. He can't do the basics of left centre back in a 3-4-3, which is to drop into midfield to stop us getting overwhelmed. He is average at best, and he wasn't. I wish he was average. He was an absolute pathetic performance from Ben. I don't want Ben to be playing well. I'm ashamed to be a Ben because of him. That's how bad he was. So -5 out of 10. He was pathetic. Absolutely shocking performance.
Thoughts on Ben's analysis, guys?
I think he was
Didn't
being
use the word
generous.
shocking enough.
Yeah.
I've been upset ever since he got a 3-year contract and we celebrated it like it was a really good thing. I've been upset ever since then. I mean, I thought him and Dyer would be gone. I never thought I'd see them start for Spurs again, and they start every game.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, you're the one that hosted the party after he signed the 3-year contract. Just saying.
That's true. That's true. You did. You know, we had barbecue and everything. You know, terrible.
Fuck's sakes, guys.
Kuva, you get.
Yeah.
Come on, I was set up for this, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, let me sit back. Let me get comfortable. Let's get comfortable.
Because to be honest, the only other option would be myself, and I think it would probably be the same thing. So I'm gonna delegate to you.
Well, I suppose if I was sensible, I might go easy on it because people will keep saying I've got some agenda against Emerson. You know what? I have got an agenda against him. He's fucking shit. That's what the agenda is. This bloke, apparently, he's quite good defensively. I didn't see that.
What?
I saw somebody that didn't really defend aerially when we needed him, and gets nutmegged and just breezed past like he's not there on another goal. And that's the bit that he's good at, apparently. And then we go to the twilight zone, as I think he sees it, at the halfway line. When he goes beyond that, what the hell is that all about? There was that little dink. Let's be fair and call it a cross, shall we? That one where he chipped it with a 9-iron in golf into the goalkeeper's arms, with that not even within 10 yards of a player. What was that? It's not often in a game you can sit there and think, did I just see that? Did that really happen? Is that a professional footballer just did that? And then he realised, yes, and he's getting paid astronomical amounts of money to do it. What the hell is going on? Wrong sport.
footballer.
I did
Yeah.
worry though. I think maybe that corner of the Sporting Stadium like had a lack of oxygen or something.
Yeah.
You know, just as soon as he goes over the halfway line, there's like some kind of, you know, sort of lack of breathable air that just basically makes him really lightheaded. And also at the back of that part of the pitch as well. And then it switches at half time when we go in a different direction. I think that's all it is. Emerson just needs more oxygen for all parts of his game.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just went off on one.
Can I,
I think he
Kuva
can-
said, Kuva said
Course,
when he goes over the halfway line, it's the twilight zone. I kind of feel that when he goes over the halfway line, we're automatically down to 10 men. It's like we get a red card every time he goes over the halfway line.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Any other thoughts on for fuck's sake?
I think
fuck, man.
Mark Cousins in the comments, he's just said a vacuum, Res.
Yeah.
I think that would describe Emerson Royale's effect on the game, I think.
I'm sorry, I've got to disagree. He's not here to defend himself, and being a lover of vacuums, there's no way Emerson should be compared to Henry. Okay, Nick would not like that at all.
Nick is the lover of vacuums.
Exactly.
You,
So we
Bobby.
can't compare Emerson to Henry. That's not.
You're the Marbella bloke. You're the Marbella bloke.
Can I ask you guys a question about Emerson? Can I ask you a question about Emerson?
No.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah.
No, go on.
I bet the answer is no.
The answer's no. Yeah.
I was just answering it.
Oh, I was kind of going to ask you what vacuum you think he's got at home. No, I'm joking. The people are saying it in the comments, right? What is it with him always joking and laughing when shit goes wrong for us?
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's
what is that
laughing
about?
that you know how much money I'm getting paid to do this? Ha
Yeah, that's what it is. Isn't it?
Adebayor used
It's
to
a
do
bit
that.
of an
didn't
insult to the fans. Yeah, Adebayor did do it. Yeah, just find it a bit insulting
Right.
to the fans.
Stell, talk to us about Bentancur. Or Bentancur, as some of us like to pronounce it.
He weren't bad. He weren't good. It's just I kind of feel that too much is on his shoulders to make the midfield work. Partly because of the system, partly because of the lack of players around him. Like he looks over to the right, he sees Emerson free. He refuses to pass it because he just knows what's going to fucking happen. So he's then got to either go to the left to Højbjerg or try and find a through ball to one of the strikers. So look, he made some good forward passes. He lost the ball as well. The whole team, the whole midfield was just. We're a very unbalanced team, and when a team's unbalanced, the midfield is the one that looks the most when it happens because they're supposed to be the link between the front and the backs. So he did okay, not enough, but he wasn't shit. You know, Harry Kane kept dropping in front of him as well, taking the ball and trying to run the show. That sometimes worked, sometimes it didn't. But then, you know, can't you just out front? I don't know, kind of getting in the way of Højbjerg and Bentancur. He's inconsistent, Bentancur. You know that he's inconsistent. That's my issue with him. He's a good player. He is a good player. You can see it. He's just inconsistent. I'll probably give him a 6 as well.
Okay. Any takers on Stell's analysis?
No, it's spot on.
Pretty much
Resounding
spot on.
silence.
I
Bobby.
think he controlled the tempo of the game, but we didn't do anything. So what did it matter?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Bobby, you get
Yes,
Monsieur Højbjerg.
Højbjerg. Okay, so this is where I have a bit of a dilemma because, of course, I love Ellie dearly. How can I blame this on somebody else here? Let's chalk this up. Oh, I know how to do this. This is for you, my buddy out there. Alex, this one is for you. At best, he was bang average, bruv. Bang average at best, bruv. Did nothing going forward, bruv. No, he was okay in front of the defensive line in terms of
That's
breaking
box
up play.
office. That was
But
box
I didn't
office
see-
right there.
thank you. It was
That was
more.
proper
It was more my mailbox, but that's, I tried.
Post
It-
office, sorry, not box office. Post office, sorry.
yeah, but for me it was even lower. That's why I just went with my just single post box. But
Envelope.
no, yeah, he was decent at breaking up what he was
SMS.
supposed to be doing, but there's absolutely
Yeah.
nothing. No, I don't recall one pass coming out of the midfield from Højbjerg going forward to link up play. There was absolutely nothing going forward from him. You know, I watching him, I thought he was slow. I thought he was sluggish. He just looked off. I know we rate him highly as our Viking and everything, and in terms of what he did for that role, defensively, yeah, okay, he was decent, but he offered fuck all going forward, and that's why I go back to my old thing of, you know, could have Basuma have done worse? You know, that's why I would just like to see that change at least to something, but I don't think he was good at all. Not up to his own personal standards. Progressively, there was nothing from him. Defensively, he was at his regular standards. So 5.5. I'll give him a 5.5 just because I'll give him a little half a point more than somebody else.
Fair enough. Any takers on that analysis, guys?
No, basically spot on. He was second to every
Too
ball.
generous, I think.
Yeah, second to every ball.
I'm a nice guy, Kuv. You know that.
It was. We highlighted Emerson's little dinked chip into the box. That was hilarious. But Højbjerg had his moment as well, didn't he? I think it was in the first half with a ball at his feet all the time in the world and picks out a pass deep into the touchline.
Yes.
It was like that's another one of those jaw-dropping moments where I'm thinking, did I just watch that?
Yes, I remember
couldn't
that now.
work out who he was trying to pass to. It was
You're right, Kuv.
unbelievably bad.
Take that 0.5 away,
That's
5 at most.
That's not just like that's not a mishit pass. That's like, what the hell are you doing? Unbelievable stuff. I mean, to be fair, even Perisic really badly missed it a couple as well. But they were all at it.
Yeah.
I think the Højbjerg and the Emerson ones were the ones that really stood out for me because they were just like, what the hell? It's not like they're under pressure. They just did it.
Yeah, just heads up their asses, essentially.
They'd have missed.
Yeah, absolutely. Then, Monsieur Perisic.
He's our only decent attacking player in the midfield area, and that is all of our stress is going on him. He put in some bangers of crosses from that left-hand side, but there was no one to get on the end of them. On another day, those are all going in the back of the net. Every one of them, he made about 4 quality crosses. But again, he had a clanger for the most part. A poor Perisic performance is better than most of our shit players' performances at their best. That's how good Ivan Perisic is. But everyone's going to realise the way to stop us playing is just to put a wall on our left-hand side, so we have to play to Emerson.
Yeah.
But that is the problem with only having one decent wing back at the club. The entire attacking outlet is focused on him to get the ball forward and pass it to our attacking players. And so I would say it was a poor performance from him, but it was still better than the majority of the players on that team. So I was disappointed, but on another day, Richarlison should be getting on that cross. Harry Kane should be getting on the end of that cross. Why aren't they? So some of the supply that he gave, was very good, but a lot of it was also poor. So it was a very hit and miss performance from him. Could be much better.
Number rating from you?
I'd say a 4.5.
Okay, 4.5. Any takers, guys?
On Perisic.
4.5 on Perisic? No, I'll give Perisic a 6.
I'll give him a good 7. Easy.
Yeah, he had a few decent crosses at least. I would say he was a lot better than if we're going to sit here and try to say the other guys are around the 5s. Then yeah, I'll give Perisic a higher rating just because
I can't believe
he was off for his own standard. He was still better than others that were on the pitch.
How does Ben give Perisic a 4.5 and I get called a rain cloud?
Because you're negative.
Man on YouTube.
You're a rain cloud.
Because you're negative, and everybody loves Ben. Ben's Ben.
Yeah, there you go. People like Ben.
Everyone loves
It's
Ben.
simple.
What a confidence boosting response that was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So Kuva,
Get-
what-
I'm
Get in
so
your-
energized to take on
Just go
tomorrow.
for a drive in your Bugo, and you'll feel better. Just
what
take
I
your
was gonna
Bugo
do
for a
is
ride.
I was going to come to you, Kuva, to give us a rating for Richarlison, but instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to give a rating for Stell on this stream.
Wait,
10
out of 10.
Wait, before you before you do it, close your eyes. Picture this dark cloud, and you're walking down the street. And it starts raining,
It's
and
still.
then this bolt of lightning comes and it burns your right arm. Now give me a rating.
10 out of 10.
11.
Yeah. Well,
Fantastic.
he didn't say what I'm rating him for, so I'm going with a 10 out of 10.
There
Very
you go.
Stell.
There you go.
Very
Very.
There you go. That's true. Stel
There you
does
go.
have a high level.
Kuva's my official YouTube lawyer as of now. I
There
don't know
you
if you've
go.
got qualifications or if you've ever been law school, but congratulations.
Don't
Okay.
need that. Just need a webcam.
So somebody thought Levy was qualified to run a football club. You don't need to be qualified.
No, that's right. Absolutely.
Anyone can do it. Fucking anyone.
So Kuva, Richarlison, talk to us about Richarlison.
I could carry on roasting Stell and say,
Yeah.
if you can be a coach, I can be a lawyer.
Right, I think what we need to do is I need to have some kind of device that I bring on streams, like a confidence-ometer. And we see where it starts.
Drop the
And we see at where the big drops are, like in the levels of my self-belief and esteem. All those important things you need in life to fucking survive each day. We'll just have some kind of device.
I think
Stelometer.
I'm
gonna have a
something,
stelometer.
buddy. I
When
think
did
you're
this
on
show
something.
become the roast of Stell? Why has it suddenly become the roast of Stell?
Kuva's co-hosting.
Why
Because
did I
he's on
question
the show.
why?
Because he's on the show. What other
I
reason
should
do you need?
have just said Perisic 4 out of 5. I agree. Fuck it, 4 out of 5. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Fucking
Oh,
Perisic.
what? 4 out of 5. You're so negative
I'm
still.
going with 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5.
So negative still.
Nah, he was shit. 4 out of 5. Fucking crap winger.
Salam.
So Kuva, Richarlison.
Out of a fairly poor showing up front, he was the best of the three. But he was more sort of it was more huff and puff and a lot of work rate, trying to get in the right positions. He did get into the box to try and get on the end of things. Had a header he missed, shot blocked. He was doing more than than Son and Kane were combined, that's for sure. But it's not enough, is it? It was pretty much as it was in the game against Marseille, except for in the end of the day against Marseille, turned up when needed. We could have done with those couple of goals on Tuesday. But it is what it is. It sums up Spurs at the moment. Workmanlike, not a lot of talent. I'll give him a 6 out of 10.
Any takers?
I'm fed up with his stupid flicks.
You know what? I'm going to drop him one only because as a striker, how do you not understand the offside rule? And he wasn't offside by a step. He was a couple of fucking yards offside.
In defense of Richarlison, the one thing I will say is that I'm sure he does understand the offside trap. It's just knowing when his teammates are going to release him that he still hasn't learnt. Yeah, that takes time.
Besides,
When
Jermaine
his
Defoe
parents are
made a
gonna release
career
him?
out of that.
Yeah, Adebayor
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah. It's
You know
it might just be that. Everyone was off. That's the thing. I mean, look, if Kane is not,
He
if
was
Kane
way
isn't
off,
supplying,
though.
if Roddy isn't supplying, if Højbjerg isn't supplying, if I was going to say if Emerson wasn't supplying, when Emerson doesn't supply, you know,
Emerson
they're he's living off scraps, I would say. So a question: does he still warrant being selected as a starter? Has he kept his starting position?
Yeah. For me, yes.
On the
Possibly.
left.
He went round the goalie he scored. All
No,
right,
on
it
the
wasn't
right.
the goal, but he did round the goalie. He did the job. He was in the right position to make the run twice. He did lay off the ball to Son, which kind of the pass wasn't good enough, but he was in the right position to do that. He got a header on target. Okay, he should have not knocked into the ground, but he was making a mess of himself and getting in the right positions. When did Kane or Son do that? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think him and Kulu should start. I think him and Kulu need to start.
I'd like to see him on the left, though. I don't think he's as effective on the right. Sorry, Russ.
No. Talk to us about Son still, because he's next. Talk to us about Son's performance. I mean, Fulham, there was some sparks of hope. Were those continued against Sporting?
Do you know, part of me wonders whether he's just out of form, which is what I've been thinking all season, or just the team just as a whole isn't clicking, because it would be so unfair to put yesterday's the game against Sporting on Son. There were so many average performances. Son wasn't horrific, but he's just not the Son that we know. He this is so frustrating. I said before that when a player's out of form, there's only two ways you get them back into form. You keep playing them because matches is how you rediscover your form, or you drop them and you say, right, you've got to fight for your place now because there is a player ready to take it and you've got to work your way back in. I think we're at a place now where he needs to take a break from the starting 11 and just let someone else have a crack and let Son maybe have a rocket up his arse. Do you know what, guys? I was actually thinking, do you think the arrival of Richarlison has affected Son? Do you think it's maybe just destabilised that guarantee of Son and Kane? Do you think maybe it's just they're now a little bit nervous, a bit?
I can't believe you said rocket up the arse and no one said, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you think, maybe, but is Richarlison...
It might be more to do with Perisic. Perisic does bomb up and down that wing. It's taking Sonny's space away at times, isn't it? The big problem I had with him on Tuesday, it wasn't really so much his fault that he was playing badly. He was being forced to play with his back to goal, and that's not his game. He needs to be looking for those through balls, and those through balls were not happening. Kane was way off the boil. That massively affects Sonny. Yeah. And we got nobody else capable of passing it that way. So he's kind of stuck in a system that doesn't suit him with a strike partner that's also a bit off form. If you take away Kane's goals this season, he's not been great either.
No.
Do you know what? It's funny, right? If you think about Spurs in cup finals and semi-finals where we just haven't turned up, it's always been the whole team that doesn't turn up. I don't think Kane and Son are at a level where give me the ball, I'll sort this out. I don't think they're that. I don't think they're that level of. I'm not saying they're not at a level as individuals, as characters. I don't think their character matches their ability. I think their ability is far higher than what their true character is in that heat, high pressure moment. Because how many times have you seen a Spurs team just not turn up, and then we're looking at them to save us, and it's like, well, have they got the character for that? I don't know. I don't know.
Not even character style. Do you think maybe they're fed up of us relying on them for so many years to turn up, and they're just fed up?
Yeah.
And also, I also think that I personally think that.
Yeah, but have they ever turned up? Have they ever turned up in big games?
Oh, big
like
games. Well, that
finals?
could be argued for the ages from both sides. That's a whole other argument there. But I also think there's a bit of added pressure on Sonny with winning the Golden Boot last year. Hence the reason that all of a sudden the expectations for him are higher.
Yeah.
We go back from the way he started with us scoring. I don't even know what his numbers are, 8-10 goals in the first season or whatever. But I remember somebody, I think it was in your group style, somebody sent something yesterday showing a stat from the other day that I think it was 2018 where he started the first 8 games with 0 goals and still finished with 20 goals on the season.
Yeah, he had a bad start. He had a bad start.
And I think it was the year after that. I think it was the 2019 season. After 8 games, he only had 1 goal, and he still finished with 22. And then it was after that. There's even if you look at the numbers in the first 8 games, I think the most he had was like 3 goals at his highest. And I think that was even last year. I think he only had 2 in the first 8 games. So
last season he had 3. He had 3 goals.
So it was last year then. And then he went on to win the Golden Boot with that. So, it's not like he has these banging out super starts where he's banged off 10 goals in the first 5 games or something anyways. I just think that we're analyzing him very, very microscopically now because our expectations, the weight of the world is almost on him. And I think he might be crumbling under that added pressure.
That's character. You see, Ronaldo, Messi, Lewandowski, when that pressure comes, they deliver. And this is what I'm saying about Kane, not Son and Kane. Not just Son, but Kane. Are they characters that can handle that shit? I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't,
we'll find out in a few months.
It's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. But we will now move on.
Sorry, I was going to quickly say, out of the two, you could argue that Sonny has turned up in the most big games.
Sonny has done better in bigger games. I will say that.
Yeah,
I will say that compared to Kane. Kane has seemingly been anonymous in any sort of big major, set piece game that we've had. So yeah, I'd agree with you on that, Kuva.
but not everything else.
Everything else.
I'm talking about everything.
No,
everything else. You're talking marks. But on that one specific, very esoteric point, I 100% agree. Yes.
By the way, I give Son. I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10.
Okay,
you're
cool.
so negative. Black Cloud.
Any takers on that?
4.5.
Yeah.
4.2.
4.2.
4.2. 4.2. 4.5.
114.
Oh, this is supposed to be the in the wall pump up, right?
114 out of 200. Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Bobby, talk to us about Kulusevski.
What did he have? 18, 20 minutes? Something like that?
Yeah,
when did he come on? The 72nd or something like that? Lit it up immediately, was effective, brought in some good energy, brought in some good ball movement. We saw an immediate change with him coming in. The only problem then the reality of that, though, is we see that he's not defensively that capable to come back and help Royal out and cover that wing. When that
I don't think anyone is defensively capable to help Royale out.
Yeah,
sorry.
Fair enough. For what he came on for his little cameo, like Stella already touched on already, I think he's done more than enough to show that he should be starting against Leicester this weekend. For the time that he got on, I'm going to give him a 7, just because he was miles better than everything we had offered on the pitch. There was only about a 10-12 minute span of that game that we looked good, and that was from the 45th to about the 57th, 58th minute, and then we faded right back off again. I don't know why, but I think he looked really lively. I'd love to see him start on the right and Richie over on the left, because I think Richie's far more effective coming in off the left. So we'll see what happens, but I'm going to stick with the 7 for him. I got high hopes for this kid. I think he looked good.
Any takers on the 7?
I might even consider pushing it up to an 8. I thought he had a brilliant impact. He was nutmegging players, getting past them, getting crosses in. He completely gave us something different. I thought Kulu played really well.
Who are you, and what have you done with the actual stealth?
Sorry. 6 out of 10.
3. 6.
-2.
Oh, that's better. Oh, phew.
Sell him.
I was
Sell him in
January.
January.
That's
bloody fans with their excessively high numbers.
ridiculous.
God's sake. What are you, a
fucking
supporter or something?
Fucking happy clapper.
And finally, Mr. Kaufman.
Yes.
Kane. Harold Henry Kane.
He was poor. He was the worst out of our three forwards by far. Like, terrible on the ball, bad positionally, didn't win any of the balls up to him. Oh, yeah. And just looked a shadow of himself. When he dropped into midfield, he couldn't pass the ball for shit. And he's like, he might as well have not have been there. He might as well not have been there. But you have to play him because he's like the number one player. But he was utterly poor. And I think it's probably because our midfield didn't give him the ball in the right area. So he's constantly having to do a 1,000,000% pass every time because the passes into him are so crap that you need Moses, Jesus, whatever deity you pray to get a ball into that area. That's how there was no service into them. So that's possibly why our front three aren't clicking because they're not getting the service they usually get. So Kane was poor. I'd give him a 3 out of 10.
Ooh.
Any takers on a 3 out of 10?
I would have been way more generous than Benny and gone a solid 4.
Wow.
Can't disagree. When Benny's right. You know, he was. We're not pointing the finger at him only because, like Kuva already said, he's got goals. If he didn't have the numbers up there, I think we would all be pointing the finger at Kane and asking the same questions we're asking about Sonny. Easily. Yeah. But it's just because he's bagged a couple, he's been on the end of the ball at the right time, which is what we expect from him. He's done that little part. So that little part of the game is kind of saving him from this harsh criticism, I guess. But Benny's right, man. He was dreadful.
Am I seeing that? Is that actually what someone's saying?
Yes.
Champions League winner. Coppa Italia last year scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to win Inter Milan the game.
Who's that?
Well,
everyone start over Paris.
I'm sorry.
Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. Okay, so look, I think Peter Simon puts it best. Can't we pretend that this game never happened? I wish we could, Peter. Unfortunately, we can't. It was dire. All right. Now, my hope is that it was. Yeah, my hope is that it was a slip up in a time where we're not doing very well, but are still getting results. That's the hope. Let's hope that we can continue to churn out results, whatever else happens. That was a particularly bad one. So yeah, not much we can really do. What we can do here on Shelf Side Spurs Show, though, is to liven it up a little bit. It really is time for us to all get mullered. Okay, now we were supposed to do a show last week.
What the hell's a mullard?
To get mullered means to get pissed, but it's a play on words.
Okay, I've never heard the word. Sorry, go on.
That's all right. It's actually pronounced mullard, but we'll go with
mullard. I know mullard.
Yeah. In this case, it is mullard for obvious reasons, I think.
It is mullard for obvious reasons because last week, obviously, we had to cancel the show. Again, apologies to everyone who tuned in, but circumstance dictated that we really shouldn't be doing a show at that time, so we didn't. But what we had planned, because of the Spurs Fulham game the Saturday before, was to talk about the player that has had the most appearances for Fulham and Spurs, who has played for both, and do a quiz on this person. So the first question, everyone get ready. Okay, I'm going to award points according to whether or not you get the question right, or whether the question is funny, or both. Okay, or the answer is funny, or both. Question 1. Which former Spurs great made 199 appearances for Fulham, scoring 13 goals before moving to Tottenham in 1964? We'll give you 5 seconds to think.
Was it Steve Malbronk?
Ooh. Could have been Steve Malbronk. Could have been Steve Malbronk. What I'll do, I'll tell you what, to put your answers in, change your, names for your answers. Okay, everyone ready?
Yeah.
No, Kuva's not ready yet. Okay, cool.
Oh, that'll do. Okay.
Yeah, good. Are you all ready? Okie doke. And reveal. You can actually, because while the question's up, no one can see, so you can bring them up anyway. Kuva says, yeah, that's not a bad one. I'll give you
we're
1
supposed
point
to get a
for that
real
one.
answer. Oh,
Yeah. Stell's put Alan Mullery. He gets 1 point for that. Ben has put Alan Mullery. He gets 1 point for that. Bobby has put Nasser Chadley.
I'm just trying to keep
really
it brown, buddy. Racial profiling. Yes.
Yeah. I'll give you.
I'm trying to give respect to one of your people, buddy.
I'll give you half a point for that one, Bobby. Okay. Very good.
That should be
Excellent.
2 if you're hosting.
The actual answer was Alan Mullery. So well done. Question 2. Which Spurs player moved to Fulham in 1972, having played 312 games and scoring 25 goals for the Lilywhites? Change your names for the answer. Let me know when you're all ready, and we will reveal.
Fuck me.
Everyone ready?
No.
Yeah. Wait.
No. We've got some good takes here. Bob Spurs says Jonathan Blondell. Yes, that's a good answer. I like it. Sava says Ndombele. Could be Ndombele. Yeah, could be.
I'm gonna go Sava's answer. He knows his shit.
Kim is saying a player that we had called, so it could be him.
Oh,
as well,
BP.
possibly. Are you all ready?
I'm ready.
You're all ready with the answers. The answer was in fact Alan Mullery. Kuva wants to take a D, please, Bob. Where do you want to take it up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So Kuva gets 2 points for that one. Ben has put supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. You get 2 points for that, but 1 point knocked off for misspelling it. Bobby has put Harry Winks. You get -10 for that.
Why? At 1972, when he was being conceived, wouldn't it have been nice if his family moved to Fulham and he never came to play for Tottenham?
No. And Stell, he's put Alan Nasser Mullery, so he gets 5 points for that. That's very good. That's some good stuff there, Stell. I like
Racial profiling.
So racist.
I hope you're all appreciating
So racist.
the consistency of the point scoring system as well.
Yes, and the clear racism.
Absolutely. The answer was, of course, Alan Mullery.
Who?
So,
Oh,
Alan Mullery. Yes, absolutely. So, name the missing player from the following sequence: Keller, Kelly, Stalteri, Konchesky, Malbronk, Murphy, Dembele, Simon Davis, Michael Brown, Parker, Holtby, Sessegnon, Sean Davis, Tarat, Routledge, Gudjonsson, Bent, Dempsey, Saha, and Zamora.
what was the question?
Name the missing player from this list.
Fucking migrants.
Bob Spurs.
Fuck you! I was born there.
Bob Spur is very close with Dan's Nan. Okay, it's not Dan's Nan, but that's a clue. All right. Are we all ready?
Yep.
Yeah. So, Kuva has gone with Sanjay Hoapal Ramesses Gudmundsson. That's not bad. It's very close. I'll give you a point for that. Stell's gone with Alan Nasser Mullery again. So I'm going to knock off 2 points because he didn't understand that I wanted him to give a different answer. But I'm going to give him 2 points for the funniness of it. So he gets 0 points. Ben has put Kit Kats are not a biscuit. Obviously, it is a bit racist. So for that, he gets 5 points. And Bobby has put Dan's grandma, not the Nan. I'm not sure. I think I'll give you 7 points for that one. There you go, 7 points. Good, excellent.
Yeah, way to try to keep the commentators happy here with the races.
Yeah.
Good balance. Good balance.
I'm sure you're all going to be shocked by who the answer was. It was actually Alan Mullery, funnily enough. Believe it or not, yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, question 4. Alan Mullery made over 300 appearances for both Spurs and Fulham. Could you believe that? Did anyone know that? Did you guys know that he made over 300 appearances for both Spurs and Fulham?
He did.
More than any other player who's played for both clubs. That's amazing. After leaving Fulham in 1976, for which South African team did Alan Mullery play? And you get a multiple choice on this one. Was it A, Johannesburg Hotspur, B, Durban City, or C, Praetorium? Let me know when you've got your answer. You can just put A, B, and C in there. Just some extra information for you. Bob Spur is very close with Dan's nan. She has a good touch. That's always good to know. Yeah. So is it A, B, or Kim thinks it's 01000001101101100111111.
No, she's finally sending me her bank details. Thank you, Kim. Hold on.
Excellent. That's good. Bob thinks he played for Pedophilim. I don't know where he's coming from.
The park, obviously.
Are we ready? Actually, Luca's come very close with the answer with Fulham Hotspur.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are we ready?
I think you can award him a point. I think.
I think we can award Luca a special gold point.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So send in your bank details, and we'll get that point to you.
We'll get that point to you. Yeah. Are you all ready with your answers, guys? Yeah. Excellent. Apparently Stell's disappeared.
Stell.
Yeah.
And he's come back.
He's back.
Put him back to where he was. Rearrange again. Okay, so Kuva's put Stoke City. That's worth 4 points. That's good. D, Mandela Hotspur. That's a bit racist, Stell. So you get 6 points. Fuck the M40 by Ben. That's 52 points. And Bobby has put D, one of the above, and that's worth 72 points. That's very nice.
Finally.
That's good. Right.
Do I gain any extra points for an amended answer?
Marbella Hotspur, yeah, you get another 106,000 points. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, worth it. It's kind of like making a late substitution, that one.
Yeah, essentially.
We make
Do I get extra points just for asking?
No. Not this time. Maybe next time. Yeah. During his career, in which he played for both Spurs and Fulham, believe it or not, did you guys know that he played for both Spurs and Fulham?
Yeah,
funnily enough.
Yeah.
How many England caps did Alan Mullery earn, plus or minus 5? And for a bonus point, how many goals did he score? So this is a bit of a serious question.
Google England. Oh yeah, got it. I mean, I'll remember that one.
Yeah, no, I'll remember that too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are we all ready with our answers?
Oh, 1 second.
All right, Stell. God, is it taking you that long to Google it?
Okay, I'm ready.
So everyone's answers. Marbella Hotspur.
Wait. Man's saying it's too long.
Yeah, that's what...
yeah.
Oh, hang on. I copied the wrong thing.
Oh, well done. Tell me when you're ready.
I did just put a basic answer. It ruined my fun.
Apparently, Stuart had a sports shop in Kingsland Road in Hackney, and he often went in and had a chat with him. I mean, it was good. Very nice. That's awesome. Are you all ready, guys?
Of course.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Kuva, in answer to the question for, how many England caps, he said 4. And he said, for a bonus point, how many goals did he score? Yes. On the accuracy side, Kuva, you get minus 26,000 points. But on the comedy value, you get plus 27,001 point. So you get 1 point on that one. There you go. Passport number 55467589940. Just so people know, the passport number, UK passport numbers are only 9 figures, not 10. And so, Stell, you get minus 6 points for that.
But I'm an illegal alien.
Okay, that's fine. That's good.
Yeah.
Do you need a passport, Stell? I got a cousin in your area.
Yeah, can I have it? I need 9 numbers, not 10.
No, buddy, no.
Ben did 114 and 114. Yes, that's absolutely wrong, but for that you get 612,000 points, which I very much enjoy. And Bobby, 26 and 1 goal. Who the fuck is Alan Mullery? Actually, out of all of you, Bobby is actually the closest, believe it or not. I know it's shocking, isn't it? It is shocking.
This Bobby?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're very, 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 very close. Unfortunately, the correct answer is 35 England caps, so you're outside of the thing. But you do get the bonus point because he did indeed only score 1 goal. So you get 0.
But you need to specify who it was against and what time.
Yes, that's
against South Africa in the 76th minute.
Close enough, I believe.
That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know, but
No, but close enough.
it was okay. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I like it. Question 6. Alan Mullery was in the Fulham team after he had also played for Spurs, because you know he played for both Fulham and Spurs. Did you know that?
No.
All right.
Yes.
It would be nice to do a stream to sort of celebrate that, really, wouldn't it?
You would think, yeah. You would think that he would feature heavily in that kind of thing. But he was in the losing team of the 1975 FA Cup final. To which bunch of insignificances did Fulham lose that day? All ready? Yeah? All ready? So, mullered by Alan. Yeah, that's worth nothing. Stell says cheese and cucumber on thick sliced bread.
Solid.
Yeah. That's good. You can have 4 points for that. Bobby says, did you know Bob Spur was in a coma? No, I didn't. Did anyone know that?
No,
did you guys know
really?
that?
Yeah.
Really?
And he supported Fulham and Spurs. You didn't know that.
And he had a shirt with Mullery on the back.
Oh, quite like that. For that, you get 102,000 points, Bobby. Yeah, that's very good.
Making a comeback. I'm in 8th place now.
And Ben has put this. Yes, that's very good. You also.
No. I'm sorry, you're confusing the teams. That's actually the Welsh team that's going to play Arsenal next Thursday.
You see, no, that's not good enough. Then
that's actually my favorite Lebanese dip.
You get -6 for that, Ben. Sorry, you misspelt it, and it was the wrong team. Sorry about that. In actual fact, it was West Ham United.
Replacement.
Well, no, you don't. But what's it called? Stuart does, because he put spam. Was it Stuart? No, Andrew Gregory. He got it right. It was the spammers, so he gets the point. So Luca,
I believe that's the last time West Ham won a trophy as well, isn't it?
Yes, it was. It was indeed. So question 7. Mullery holds the distinction of being the first England player to be sent off in a full international, as well as being the first player to play for both Spurs and Fulham. Against who was he sent off? By the way, Sava loves you still.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
But Lucas says unlucky.
Spam. I was
That's it.
contemplating.
That's it. You all ready?
Yeah.
It doesn't all fit in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I recently had the same problem, Kuva.
I'll have
Sava's very close. That international between England and Wrexham, Alan Murray was almost sent off. Yeah. Everyone ready?
I like the next one.
Oh, what am I doing? Got that wrong.
Wait, I gotta change my answer now.
Okay.
I couldn't fit the rest in, but I thought I'm just going to leave it as that as a protest.
That's cool. I'm going to give you 62.9 points.
In fact, I will go for the complete answer was against the insult of not being considered as both a Fulham and a Spurs player, even though he clearly was.
For that you get 106,000 points again.
Oh, well played.
Well,
that is very, very good. Very good. Ben has put Groundhog Day is my favorite movie. For that, you get 114 points, which I think is very good.
Yeah.
Bobby has put the NHS claimed Bob Spur wasn't in coma to the ref.
No, that's why he got sent off. That's what he claimed.
Okay, that's cool. For
Go
that,
to
you
VAR.
get 70. You get 70,000 points. And Stel has put CCCP, which is the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, when translated into English, as in the USSR. Unfortunately, Stel, that's not right. I'm sorry about that. But you still get 42 points anyway. Okay. In actual fact, the correct answer was Yugoslavia. For a bonus 4,000 points, can you name the player that Mullery tackled, which earned him his sending off? I can't even pronounce the fucker's name. Wayne came close with Wakanda. I do like that answer. That was a good one. Bob Spur, I'm not going to bring his comment up because he's talking rubbish. It's this one.
I actually know the answer to this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Cool. So the answer, Muller. Yeah, that's worth a point. Gundam Sandrock. Yeah, that's worth a point. Somethingovich, NHS Nationals. That's worth -6 points. And Stel, Yugoslavian. Get out and never come back. No, that's worth 4 points. There we go.
Yugoslavia.
Right.
That's a very good. Very nice. Very nice.
Dobrovoje Trivic was the answer. If any of you have got that, you would have been on that.
Pronunciation.
I just translated it into English. That's
Yeah, it was just thanks, Stel. It's good of you, man.
translated.
Question 8. Alan Mullery, who played for Fulham and Spurs, incidentally,
No.
Oh, didn't he?
He played for both teams?
He played for both teams. He did. And
Man.
it's seemingly not a lot of people know that, apart from most Spurs fans. So, can you name the 3 major trophies that Alan Mullery won while playing at Tottenham? And you get a bonus point if you can name the years as well. So let me know when you're done. All ready?
Almost.
No.
Mm-hmm. Anything? Time's up, Stel. You ready?
Yeah.
Why is this not?
He's
No,
ready.
it's not accepting
All right,
it.
here we go.
You spelled
dear
Google with a
Lord.
G.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
I don't
true.
understand. Every time I open up my internet, my
Mhm.
Google's weird. It's spelled PORNHUB.
HUB. Yeah.
What the fuck?
That's,
You're not gonna find a lot.
that's a Slav word, means Mullery.
That's right. So your answers. The Audi Cup in 1964, 1965, and 2009. That's spot on, Kuva. You get half a point. The Audi Cup 66, the Audi Cup 67, and the BMW Cup 68. Stel, that's excellent. You get half a point. What is a trophy again, Ben? Excellent question. That's
Ouch.
407 million points.
Yeah.
And Bobby said 2 FA Cups and a League Cup. For that, you get 2 points. So
I
that's
think Ben's won it.
What did he win?
I think Ben's just won it.
And in answer to your question, he won the 1967 FA Cup, the 1971 League Cup, and the 1972 UEFA Cup, which Andrew Gregory got spot on, and so did Stuart. You see, these are historians. These are Spurs historians.
Stuart's
right?
still mad at me. I lied to him.
They actually know the history of their club. You know, that's always an admirable trait I've found. They should do streams. They really.
Levy doesn't like those people very much.
No, he
doesn't
really
want them talking.
Question 9.
He wants
Question
them
9.
gone.
Alan Mullery isn't from Honduras, although
Oh,
he did
stop
play for both Spurs and Fulham. Right? Believe it or not.
Wow.
He did play for Spurs and Fulham, but he's not from Honduras. Who is the only player from Honduras to play for Spurs, but who didn't play for Fulham like Alan did?
Oh.
Got no idea. I think I've got an idea actually.
Shit. It was recent.
Probably wrong.
Honduras is spelled as you see it there. If you want to type it into your search engine.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, God.
Although if you type it into Pornhub, you'll get completely different results.
Whoa. That's what Honduran women look like? I'll be back
Not
in a few minutes.
unwelcome, though.
So it was Wilson Mullers Palacios. That's absolutely correct. Kuva,
Yes,
you get
Wilson Palacios. That's what it was.
406 million points. Stel put Wilson Palacios. He gets 6 points. Wilson. Yeah, no, that's fine. That's worth 8 points. And Bobby, Honduran dude from Honduras. That's worth 12 points. Excellent. Very, very good indeed. I like that. For bonus, which current Premier League side did Alan Mullery manage after hanging up his boots? Just as a clue, it's not Tottenham or Fulham, both of which he played for. Right?
He played for both.
He played for both. He really did. He really did.
Easily overlooked that, isn't it?
I know it really is. Also,
Apparently.
for bonus points, which division did the club start in when Mullery took over, and which division were they in when he left? You can use the term tier if you wish.
That's a lot of shit to type into one answer.
No. You just put the name of the club, the number of the division they were in when he took over, and the number of the division he was in when he left. Cool. Still just waiting on Kuva now. So, which current Premier League side did Alan Mullery manage after hanging up his boots? What division were they in when he took over? And what division were they in when he left? Let's reveal your answers. Here we go. So, he took over at Real Madrid, and he took them over when they were in the South Wales League 7. And he took them to you see, the Champions League is not a division per se; it's a tournament.
You just said league. I'm taking it on face value.
That's fair enough. For that, you get 6 points. Brighton and Hove Albion, Division 4. Stel, you only get 1 point. He did take them over in Division 4.
Sorry. No, I meant to say Champions League.
Okay, that's good. Champions League, you get an extra 6 points. That's good. You're up to 7. Ben, FC Kit Kats are not a biscuit. I'm not wading into that, so you get 0 on that one. And Bobby, did you know Alan played for Tottenham? Well, yes, he did. So for that, you get 406 million points. Very good. Excellent.
Please, sir.
Yeah.
Stelios is copying.
Oh, is he? Oh, fantastic. Okay. So Stel, for that, you get 7 extra points. Well done. So, in answer to your question, it was Brighton and Hove Albion, so you get a point. Alan took Brighton from the 3rd division to the 1st division. It's not bad for a player who played more games for Spurs and Fulham than any other player who's played for both sides, isn't it? It's amazing.
If only they had Steve Bronx, they would have won everything.
They really would have. They really would have. Question 11. This is the last one. Although Alan Mullery played for both Tottenham and Fulham, believe it or not, I know. I know. Not a lot of people know
that one.
Yeah. He never actually managed either of them. He did, however, manage QPR for a brief time in 1984. During his tenure as QPR match, one game in particular stands out: a home league game against Newcastle. QPR were 4-0 down at the break, but what was the final score? And for a bonus point, which player who also played for Spurs but not Fulham like Alan did scored a hat-trick in that game?
Do you know, my dad knew Alan Mullery, funny enough.
Did he? Really?
Yeah, he used to work in Shepherd's Bush and in a restaurant, and the QPR players used to
Ah.
obviously it was in the area, so they used to go to the restaurant all the time, and they got to know. My dad actually told him and Venables off for putting their feet up on the table, and ever since then they just like my dad for not taking shit from them. It was quite funny anyway. Okay, stop talking shit. What was the question?
The question was,
Yeah,
during his tenure as QPR manager, there was one game in particular that stands out for Alan Mullery. It was a very brief period that he was there. QPR were 4-0 down at the break at home. What was the final score? And for a bonus point, which player who also played for Spurs scored a hat-trick in that game?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Just waiting for Kuva.
Come on, why is this not working? Right.
Okay. All ready there, Kuva? There we go. Right. So Kuva has come in with something to do with giraffes. Yeah, that's true. For that, you get 16 points.
A bit of a stretch.
It was a bit of a stretch. Absolutely. That's right. The final score, 7-0, with Emerson Royale scoring a hat-trick. If you'd just gone with 7-0 still, you would have got 7 points. But you mentioned Emerson Royale, so you get minus 14. Then 17-4 with Steve Malbranck scoring 8. I like that answer. It's worth 6 points. Yeah. And Bobby, 6-5, some old dude, probably dead now. You're not
disrespectful.
It is very, very disrespectful. So for that, you get 6.
Sorry. Let me change that.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed to now. Sorry. No.
You got
the game ended 5-5.
Is that better?
And Chris, we can't see it. And Chris Waddle scored a hat trick for Newcastle on that day. Right. So talk amongst yourselves. Give us your Leicester predictions, guys, while I pot up the scores.
All I know is I am going with
start with Ben and go anti-clockwise.
I am going with Kimber, so we're going to have a Jolly Jape.
Mm-hmm.
That's the prediction for the game.
A Jolly Jape?
Okay.
Yeah.
Where I'm from, that means you're going to smoke a spliff.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
No, I'm cool with it. I'm listening. Just where are we meeting? Where's the meetup? South Stand.
Obviously, Canada, where it's legal, you can get it at pretty much any corner shop.
Didn't you watch the last match? It will help.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm probably going to need one. Actually.
Yeah. This is all in Canada. In Canada, everything is doable. Apparently, that's what I've heard anyway. That's why I'm doing over.
Oh yeah.
Rez, you're gonna drive around with your hookers in the trunk of the car here. Nobody gonna bother you, bro.
Even Honduras.
They'll be in the back of your car.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
We'll take the van then.
A bad weed. Good stuff.
Yeah,
like it.
Bag of weed and a pint of rosé.
A pint of rosé.
That's a Saturday night.
Hey, the class on this panel is second to none.
So Ben,
outstanding.
Leicester prediction.
Good box wine.
Since I'm going with Kimber, 4-1 Tottenham.
Nice. 4-1. Bobby, Leicester predictions.
They're shit. We're not playing much better, but I think we're due for a bounce back. I think Conte's got a pretty good record of not losing 2 games in a row, if I'm correct. So I'll go. I think we're gonna do them over pretty good here. I'm gonna go 3-0. I think we're gonna actually shut them down properly.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sonny for a brace. Come on, Sonny.
You've jinxed it now. Now you've jinxed it. You see. Now if you just stayed quiet.
No, but it's Canadian. It's not the same. It's not the same from a brown guy. Casual racism, remember? Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
True.
It's not like I'm predicting a cricket score. Then I would jinx it.
That's also true. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or expecting a stock delivery to one of my convenience shops. The timing. Then that would jinx that, right? Those are the kind of things. Right?
Absolutely. Okay. So your prediction. So you think...
I'll go 3-0 still. Yeah.
3-0? Excellent.
Yeah.
You do.
Alan Mullery scoring 2 goals.
Alan Mullery to score 2 goals. That's good.
Is that better, Stel?
Stel, what do you reckon?
At this point, I've got to just interrupt for a second. Rez, if you are genuinely totting up scores,
Yeah.
then I'm losing the will to live.
No, that's cool. Yeah, I can host. I can host, and I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll be interesting.
I personally want to recount because there was one or two scores I didn't quite hear.
No, that's right. Absolutely. I mean, you can want
the dark cloud style.
Mate. You can want it all you like, but you ain't getting it. I'm nearly there, to be honest. I'm actually doing quite well.
Alexander streak.
Yeah.
Negative.
He was so funny last night. I can't remember what show I was on. I think it was American Mile High
Hotspur. Yeah, with Leo and Parker.
Liam Parker.
Yeah.
And,
That's not inappropriate, is it?
Steak came on with a picture of Jed Spence and it said Jed Steak. And I'm like,
have they ever seen that before? Is that the first time I've been? Because this is they must have never.
I've seen I've seen Steak, but not Jed Steak.
Right. Okay. So, Stel, your prediction for Leicester?
Lucas.
Oh man, this is so going one of two ways. We're either going to get absolutely Dr. Tottenham'd by the worst team in the Premier fucking league, and we're going to be on YouTube all night battling it out for subscribers because the whole world's going to want to tune into us cunts moaning and shouting. Or we're just going to batter them, aren't we? We're just going to rip them to pieces. All right. I'm going 4-0 Tottenham.
Nice.
Negative.
Nice. So very negative.
No, 2-0 Leicester.
Why are you being so horrible to Leicester?
2-0 Leicester. 2-0
Why do you hate Leicester, Stel?
I think we're gonna. Yeah. What a piece of shit. I think we're gonna batter them, and then Brendan Rodgers is getting sacked before the international break as well.
Right. Kimber and Ben don't need to bring any stash for you, do they? You've obviously got your own.
No. Bob, by the way, guys, when you get a minute, go over to Bob's channel. He's got me naked in a pita bread. 50p gets you Stel, and you can call 999 now apparently. But he's very keen for everyone to know that. So yeah, Kuva, Leicester prediction.
We can't repeat that kind of midweek performance again. We can't possibly do that.
Oh, yes, we can.
No.
We
are going to play champagne football. Everybody hits form. Goals galore written all over it. I'm going to go for
1-1. Yeah.
Fantastic. Right. So the final scores from the quiz will go in. We'll go in order. Ben is the winner with 407,612,073 points.
Racist.
In second place is Kuva with 406,106,101.4 points.
More racism.
Oh, that's just that spelling mistake that did it, isn't it?
That's it. That's all it was. In third place is Bobby with 406,095.5 points.
I'm not coming
Token brown guy. No, that's just a token. No, Stel, that's just they don't got sued. Think about it. He had to put the token brown guy. He can't have me finish last.
Cyprus, smallest country in the world. Just fucking.
And in last place,
so
that's what I mean.
In last place is Stel with 12.5 points. So you were close there, Stel. You almost made it into the top three. It was skinnier teeth, mate. I'm sorry. Try again next time, and maybe you'll get more.
I'm changing my prediction. Leicester's going to batter us 4-1. They're going to absolutely fucking humiliate us on our doorstep.
Hey, Stel, good to see you.
Conte's getting sacked. Fraud.
So as a bonus for that, you get 408. You get 408 million points. So your final score is actually 408,012.5 points. So you're the winner. Well done. Very good.
Wait, that means I finished last. Now there's racism, folks.
There's the racism.
If you're watching, get your lawyers ready.
Order is restored.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
We're coming to the end now, guys. But before we do that, I don't know why I
the
brought
show
this section
or
in.
life or
Life
or Conte
life,
or
hope. But I don't know why I brought I don't know why I brought this section in this week because I think it's going to bite us on the arse. But this is the Let's All Laugh At section. So let's go round and you can all tell me something to laugh at.
People think that this T-shirt actually says Bellend, but it's not. It's just blend. It's not Bellend. It's blend.
Right.
I do get that sometimes. Does that say Bellend? I'm like, no, it says blend. Blend.
BL is actually an acronym for Bell.
I've actually got something.
It's blend.
I've got something we can laugh at. I've got something we can all laugh at. There you go. Done. You're coming right at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was in a coma.
When?
No way.
Now. Right, guys. So
that was a sensational cameo, by the way. What a cameo!
That's how it's done. That's how it's done.
So let's all go around, and you guys can tell me where we're going to see you next. Kuva, when are you next on? When are you next going to throw your hoariness at us?
I just think there's a little show coming up on Saturday evening, isn't there? Before that, though, before Bob Spurs in the Wall on Saturday evening, and then Bobby K and I doing a show on Sunday evening. Before that, there's the little matter of Ben's coffee shop, and it's Friday. Friday's usually a bit crazy, isn't it?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not interested in it. Don't watch it. It's crap.
Yeah.
Mondays is now the
Monday is the new Friday.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, why even bother?
Yeah.
Let's just watch a shitty football game on the weekend and then go to Bob Spur.
And then fuck it.
In a really good mood.
Yeah.
Fucking good mood.
Really fucking good. Super fucking happy. Yeah. You fucking tell him, Coobs.
Yeah.
So Kuva, so in the Wall, 10:45, Saturday night, Bob Spur TV's channel. That's where we will find you. Is this correct?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on the result.
Yeah.
Might just be all too much. Might just leave it.
Yeah.
Or it could be great. In which case, 10:45.
Luca 14 makes a really good point in the comments. Like, really good.
He does. We lose to Leicester, we have to shut the internet. Yeah.
No.
Someone's got to shut it down.
You just make sure you only type in Pornhub. It'll make you feel better.
Yeah, there is that. There is certainly that.
I'm not too worried about the result because at the end of the day, Leicester is in the Midlands, so who really wins?
Yeah.
Shut up. Sorry.
Yeah, you tell him. Shut up.
Go easy on Kuva. He only said Leicester's in the Midlands. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, I know.
He's telling to shut up and everything. He never put Leicester there.
I was born in Leicester still.
I was talking to my phone. I was talking to my phone and I told him to shut up. Because I always tell Kuva to shut up anyway. So it's like
rituals.
You know? Yeah, exactly. So Stell, where can we find you and your positivity?
You can find me and my positivity on Saturday, half an hour before kickoff, with Ben and Kim smoking a large marijuana joint and possibly dabbling in a pint of rosé each as well, before watching a fucking tragic game of football that somehow we're going to win. So more than happy to be with you, spreading the negative love. And if you do want to stand next to me, bring an umbrella because it rains a lot.
And when are you next on stream?
When are we? Tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
There you go.
Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Come and join us, and then go and join everyone else. And
what's your channel?
Yeah, it's called Alcoholics Anonymous, drugabusers.com, and Honduras. Google search Pornhub. You're more than welcome to come and check us out. A whole host of yes, listen, it's on the up. Oh yeah, Yeah. Come check us out.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. Bobby, where can we find you peddling your filth?
Today's Thursday, so tomorrow I'll be with Mr. Daigle over on the show he hosts on We Are Tottenham TV, the late night Tottenham on tour We Are Tottenham TV combination. I believe Brian Ireland's away tomorrow, so I'll be stepping into his shoes. And then me and Koobs will be back on Sunday with Kuva and the Kang for the weekend wrap up, and we got a new game that we want to hopefully try to introduce, and we're going to start incorporating guests, regular rotation here. We're trying to actually plan shit. It's weird.
Clench it.
Amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
I've literally done nothing so far. Bob.
Neither have I.
No.
We did talk a lot about it though.
But
That's
interesting.
good.
You talk about stepping into Brian Ireland's shoes. But just imagine, I bet they're really comfortable.
yeah.
Aren't they? I bet they're like really expensive and
Oh yeah,
really,
yeah.
it's like massages your feet. Don't
Yeah,
they?
he's posh. He's a bit posh. Yeah.
Really smooth to sort of go with that
Oh,
deep
yeah.
connected voice that you got, you know. So anyway, Ben, where
Yes.
can we find you, sir?
Weekdays at the Coffee Company, Monday through Thursday at 2:00. Fridays at 3:30 for your usual chill, except when Rez, Kim, and Bob turn up, then it becomes an absolute nuclear warfare fest. And now you can find me as part of the four on Tottenham on tour with Mr. Brian Ireland, Mr. Brian Daigle, and Mr. Danny Kiriakou, as the misfits we are, usually shouting about this guy. And yeah, catch us there. We're trying to be chill. We've got a new coffee out, Coffee on Tour, which is rather delicious. Try the pumpkin spice latte as well, which Rez has tried. And he really
Yes. Oh, seriously.
talk about
fuck
very
me.
coffee things. So see you there.
Go to Ben's coffee shop, 8 the Broadway, Woodford Green, and get him to make you a coffee with his own pumpkin spice latte syrup. That sounds filthy, and it is. But it's amazeballs. So do it. Cool. You will find me doing the watch along this Saturday on We Are Tottenham TV. If you've not heard of We Are Tottenham TV, where the fuck have you been? Go on there, give them a like and a subscribe, and come join us on Saturday for the watch along and the fan show afterwards. We will be back next week on Thursday, 7:30, with a whole new range of average looking people. And as always, big up to everyone who's been in the chat. I'm going to go through. I've been writing it down. If I miss you out, I'm sorry. I apologize, but fuck it. That's life. What can you do? So thanks to Eugene, Chris Agambar, Bobby K, Bob Spur, Mark Swift, and Andrew Gregory, Kim, Lisa, Spurs 72, Mark Cousins, Nick Collison, who's supposed to have been here. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Phil P, Right Heart Lane, Luca 14, Oradin, Ken 11, Hoddle and Waddle, Wayne Holland, Mick Hemeluk, Stuart, Griff, Stephen, Azzy, Josh Roberts, Corey Boy 85, Tony Castillo, IVX, etc., Roman numerals, Chappie, Darius, Beyond 72, Fuzzy Khan, Eddie Parsons, Ricky Stell, for some reason, Daryl Denton, Faz Radfar, Peter Simons, Rosh Van, Danny, THFC, Ian Ferguson, Scott Hynam, Snake, Audio Artisan, Tom 81, Chris, Aussie 12, Ron, Juan, Paul Pablo, Belfast Boy, Kev G, Kim again, Phil President, Jamie, Wayne Francois, Mike Barrow. Where's my other list? Where's the rest of it? Amir, Enfodge, Sava, and finally Bryce, who came in right at the death. Thank you to all of my guests. Thank you to all of my guests. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Please like, subscribe. Yes, what?
You've forgotten somebody very important.
Who?
He played for Fulham and he played for Spurs.
Alan Mullery. Alan Mullery, of course. How could I possibly have forgotten Alan Mullery? Which brain dead moron would forget Alan Mullery? Well, there's me on this occasion.
Don't forget to big up your co-host there for stepping up for you today.
Yeah, I was getting there. Give me a second. Fucking hell, man.
Well, you ended the list and you just said, I think that's everybody. Yeah. Have I left anybody out? And then you turn around and say, well, I'm getting there. What the fuck?
He's turned his back on me now as well.
Yeah, turn your,
I think it's also important.
Arrangement for you now. I got a special.
I think it. I think it's also important to say thank you to Bob down below there from Canada for the ethnic minority racist.
Yes, token brown guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Rez, go ahead. It is your show, I suppose.
And also, there's some Jewish anxiety in the bottom. Is it anxiety in the bottom corner?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
everything together.
And I just want to double down that I'm Cypriot, not necessarily Greek, although I'm Greek Cypriot, but it's Cypriot. All right, cool.
And Kuva's Norwegian.
Yeah.
Half Norwegian. Just
all finished, have we?
Guys, do you know where
No,
Nick was
I
today?
think we can go for another 10 minutes.
Oh, easily. Do you guys know where Nick was today?
Who's Rez doing the watch along with?
I'm not too sure. He said he was doing it on some channel called We Are Tottenham TV. He's promoting them. Must be a new one.
Yeah. No, listen, they are very kind and allow us onto their channel.
Why is that guy in the corner making so much noise?
I think it's only fair we mention them. You know, they might not need it, but they're a great channel, and Ben and Sim are great blokes. So
they're great guys.
Yeah.
Just want to say thank you to everyone in the chat for joining us. Do please like, subscribe, and come and join us again and comment more. We love having you. As you know, we're trying to grow the channel, get to 1,000 subscribers, which would be great. My deepest thanks to my guests, Stelios, Bobby, and Ben, and to my temporary, unfortunately, co-host, Kuva. Thank you very much for taking up the role of Nick on this occasion while he's away. And big up to everyone. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Come.